No.
Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, BeefLoaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, MySoxSummer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Chorizy-E.
Thank you, Chorizy, and welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If BeefLoaf calls himself a menace or talks about gilfs, you drink. If MySoxSummer says listen or starts to ramble, you drink. And if I talk music or say here's the thing, you drink. And of course, you can make all of us drink for $1.08 or more, hopefully more. But speaking of drinking, fellas, what are you drinking? BeefLoaf, what are you drinking? Because I feel like you got something special for us tonight.
I do have something special. You see, I have this asshole friend. He's also an asshole friend of yours. His name is Slim Mick. And a long time ago, he, as a gag, he gave me these bottles of Undertaker Cabernet. Okay. Under the guise, I think that it was just like this joke, and I'm never going to drink this. So I took these bottles, put them straight into my wine cellar, and have saved them for several years. And tonight was the night I brought it out. I'm like, I'm finally going to drink this. This thing has the biggest, thickest fucking wax seal on it I've ever seen. Bigger than any whiskey bottle, bigger than anything. And there's no way to kind of really get it off. So I was down here with like scissors, chiseling away at it. Mrs. Beef had a knife and was eventually able to pop it off. So I said, okay, great. I am going to have this in time to drink on the show. And then I go for the cork, and it disintegrates immediately, explodes directly down into the wine. So, maybe a little dried out, didn't quite make it. But anyway, I was able to pour it into the decanter. I used the coffee filter to strain out all the cork. And so I'm going to take my first sip of Undertaker wine.
Oh, man.
Live on air.
Exclusive.
Thank you, Slim Mick. Appreciate you, my friend. Look at a little nose of it.
While you're taking that, I just want to say to the comments, if you guys are just going to come here and whine about losing that game, fuck that. We're having fun. That game's over. All right. We got tomorrow's in focus now. Let's have some fucking fun tonight. Let's not dwell on this. Let's have a good time. Let's fucking party. All right. Beef.
How was it?
How is it?
It's not bad. It's just not good. It has very little taste whatsoever. And sometimes that is a sign. Like if the cork explodes in there, sometimes it just means like this thing, it might not be that that good. And so it doesn't taste bad. It just has like a minimal, like not much pop at all. So,
do you have a backup in case you get tired of this?
Oh, we're gonna drink all of this. I got this in the cancer. We'll drink every single bit of that. I do have another bottle, not of this. I mean, like I'll cut my hand off trying to take the other wax off of this one. I got a separate bottle back here. So thanks, Slim Mick. It's much appreciated.
MySoxSummer, what are you drinking?
Oh, save that bottle, Loaf. I can't find one on eBay, so maybe people might want to purchase that. So maybe keep that. Don't throw that away.
You got it, baby.
And
or put it on top of your garbage can so MSS could drive by and pick it up.
It's been years since I've done that, Chorizy. I'm glad you remember. Glad you remember. And I actually sold that TV, and I think I made $100. Hey, guess what? I'm drinking Guinness. I know, it's amazing, right? Like I gotta go to the gym tomorrow, so it's a Guinness day today. I'm just feeling it. So yeah, let's just go do the
the most shocking result. The most shocking result is some Guinness.
You should have went to me first, dummy. and then did the big warm up with old.
No,
Loaf
we're
over
good.
there.
We're putting you in the middle. It's what they call
you got
a
a
shit
good
sandwich.
Chorizy, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, something you've been talking about. I've been waiting for you to pick it up and drink it, but I've got it. It's the 3 Floyd Deluxe lime one, the lime lager, baby.
How is it?
Well, it's good. It's good.
Nice.
It's not like overly limey. It's
Okay.
just like there's like a subtle, nice lime flavor to it. We'll see how after I drink 6 of them, I feel about the limeness.
It took a minute, but I got it.
You're a big lime guy. You'll be fine. I think you're going to be fine about it.
I do too. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Let's get a couple drinks here.
Let's do it.
So Aloha, Mr. Ann says, I think we all need a drink. Also, when is MSS story time? Because we need it today. Cheers. Thank you, Mr. Hand. But
It'll be a
no
story
MSS
tonight.
story time.
Though it's kind of a story tonight, but not a good. It'll be interesting. It'll be entertaining. So
all right, I like it.
Big claims.
Well, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it my best shot to be entertaining tonight. I'm gonna give it my best shot.
Pedro Velasco says it tastes like grandma. 108. Cheers to us.
He's talking about the Undertaker wine, right? Or the lime beer.
I assume the Undertaker wine, but it could be anything. I'm not.
Guinness kind of tastes like grandma. I get it.
Beef, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, boys. You know what? I've been analyzing some things related to the 108 brand. I wanted to bring one of them to you guys.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Tonight.
Yes.
Our guy MSS, he long complains about how little respect or positive feedback he gets on some of his good takes. And a lot of times, in the baseball thing. Well, I think it's in general, actually. I think there's, but you're right. Baseball takes is the focus. And you always kind of bring up the Paul DeYoung thing. And I like to hand wave that one away because I feel like that's more of a picking out of a hat thing. So I started paying attention to you and your baseball takes and the non-feedback that you get. You don't really get a lot of feedback when you have a very insightful point, even if Chorizy and I bring it back. And I feel like Chorizy and I, we kind of get feedback way more often than you do. So I was like, that is very odd. And now Chorizy and I have more takes than you do. So we get good or bad feedback either way. But for some reason, you kind of don't get it in either direction. And then I started thinking about this a little deeper. I started noticing something about the typical MSS fan. And what happens with the MSS fan? Sometimes you might mess with a guy, an MSS about something. And his fan, someone like Travis, who obviously looks great with that haircut, he wasn't even upset that you put that on him, Chorizy, will come to MSS's defense, name calling me over something minor that, MSS and I are just busting balls. We just break balls of each other. But he decided to come after me and some very unflattering stuff. And then a pattern started to develop because I also noticed that when I put the video up on Twitter of you guys in the hot tub when I'm talking to you guys, Mailman Jack was he was into your looks, MSS. Again, nothing related to your baseball takes. And when I made a comment making fun of you a little bit, he really pushed back. He gave you a little bit of push. Yeah. He gave me some push there. And and I'm totally not mad at Mailman Jack for buying the Sox and 35th t-shirt along with buying ours. This is more of an observation in general about MSS's fan base. And then it led me back to something that I'm not a big fan of. Maybe you are, MSS. Maybe it's okay. Aloha, Mr. Hand.
It's picture.
He'll give you these praises that aren't really praises about anything you actually said. It almost feels like a condescension, or I always felt it was like condescending. It was like this general, like how great you are thing. But when I'm putting 1 and 2 and 3 together, maybe it's not really condescension. Chorizy, I kind of need your thoughts here on this one, but is me making fun of MSS to a certain group of fans, the middle-aged white man, is it upsetting to them because MSS is the middle-aged white guy, cool guy hero. He is their hero. Kinda. He is the guy that they love. And when I make fun of him, it's like I'm making fun of them, not that I'm just making fun of my friend that I always make fun of. Chorizo, do you think this is kind of what this is? There's an idolatry here, and less of I'm listening to MSS for what he is. I just like that he has a toothpick in his mouth, and he's trying to look 15 years younger than he is. Like, he's got a coolness for the middle-aged white guy that I'm just like, and I might be getting these people pissed off just because I mess with my buddy.
That's possible. I like the theory. I like the theory. I had not thought of this. I had wondered why Aloha Mr. Hand loves MSS so much. Because in person, he just constantly gives MSS shit.
Oh,
yes.
for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
There's no question. There's no
he's
question.
just like you in person. Yeah.
But online, he's very flattering of him. And I think it might be that. It might be that MSS, especially after his glow up, after he got his, he lost the weight. He's in the gym. He's got his Elton John glasses. Like people look up to him. I think that's maybe it. I think he's a beacon of hope for most people. I think.
And that's what I'm wondering, Chorizo. They think this is the coolest version of us. If you tear down the coolest version of us, you're coming at all of us. And that's why the feedback from innocuous ball busting has been tremendous with a certain group of people that look a certain way, kind of like this. It's very interesting to me. And I didn't mean to mess with their hair. I'm just breaking balls with my friend. MSS, what do you think? Has this always been going on? I just didn't notice.
Travis is new, right? He's newer out of all those people. But the other two have been there since the beginning. And, you guys were like basically hermits. I was the only one out there in the streets, like talking to the people, hanging out with the people. So I developed the original.
Oh yeah, we don't go to every game either.
Well, I'm saying events.
And when I'm at Cork every day after the game, and you're not there.
That's now, dude.
Oh,
that's now. That's not the beginning. That's not when it started. At the beginning of it, we were like 40 games a year, and also you didn't go to the Sox Fest.
You were 40 games a year. I had a full season. What the fuck?
Yeah,
you didn't have full seasons at the beginning of the year. We had a weekend plus.
Before that,
we had weekend plus in 2008 when we started sitting there. By 2016,
I think it was 2010 we had weekend plus trees. I think we had weekend for 2 years.
We had weekend 2 years and then weekend plus. But by the time we started doing this, MSI.
I had full season when we started doing this too. Yeah, what I'm saying is, I'm saying even when we start, like, hey, I understand. My blog beforehand was not very high received, and much loved. I mean, I made a lot of waves, as
maybe the middle-aged white people were reading that back then.
Potentially, that's where we find me.
They were much younger though then.
They were. I was much younger.
Maybe they've come up with MSS. We don't know.
Now I'm trying to look.
I think that's what MSS is saying.
He's saying he had
cultivated this group from early.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, that's right.
Except for Travis. I don't know if Travis read the MySoxSummer stuff, so I don't know.
Let's get this. Let's get this drink. Yump says, Beef, you should ask eBay buyers how they feel about MSS.
I mean, I have 100%.
Different group. I was observing them. I was just observing our audience. And notice, go ahead, Teresa.
I was going to say, I feel like the eBay buyers like MSS in general. I think there's some that don't like them, but they're unable to write, so they can't. Like Ray, the seller, like he probably does not like MSS.
And notice, I only mentioned a certain sector of our audience, not our whole audience. So it's not like everyone is like MSS guys from the early days. That's not true.
No.
It's this group specifically, seemingly to me. Maybe you guys know some other stuff, but that's what I know.
I'm only talking about who you put in there.
Who I brought up.
Who I'm trying to get in there. I mean, there's other people that like me, but there's a ton of people that hate me. I mean, that's very prevalent. Like, I have a lot of haters. Like, I mean, it's just what it is.
They're mostly on Reddit. Yeah.
A lot of Reddit
and Facebook,
and then Sky, and then the Facebook. So
the Skyers.
3 out of the 4
Skyers hate you?
Social things.
No, they hate Beef.
Well, they hate both of us. I think there was a hate.
See, you're not allowed to jump in on my hate, MSS. All right, you get your fanboys here. You're not allowed to jump in on my hate.
Whoa. I feel like I'm the original guy that's hated in this group. So shut the fuck up. So I was the original guy.
Well, we're hated for different things.
Cakes have made me a whole different things. World of hated.
You're hated for protecting the organization beyond a reasonable doubt. I'm just hated for my general opinions on stuff.
Yeah,
pretty. And your big nose. And your big nose. No. That's the thing, though. That's the thing that's falling apart here. Beef. That's the thing that's falling apart here for me. You don't have like a big nose crew that's following you. So I don't know if your idea is accurate. Like I don't know if it extends. Like if it
no, it doesn't extend. It's only for MSS. It's not. No, it doesn't extend. It's just him. It's him, and he's got a particular group that really adores him, and that's what I was trying to get to the bottom of.
I don't know the reason why, but you're right. There are people
I'm a nice
that adore
person sometimes.
MSS.
Yeah.
I'm nice to those people. I'm definitely nice to those people, and I do the things that those guys like.
Yes, you should be.
Yeah. Thank you for the drink, J-Cell. J-Cell says, I play ball for BeefLoaf.
Oh, yeah, bless you, J-Cell. Appreciate you, my friend.
I think in general, though, too, Loaf, like we have different fans because we offer different things to the people.
For sure. There's no
you offer very intelligent, seemingly intelligent, numbers-based takes and like good stuff.
Sometimes.
You know, and you explain things very well. And you're good at that. Chorizy, I think you do the same, a little less, but like similar. I am more of a, I want to say eye test fan guy. I'm more of a fan.
Cheap, motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right, can I use that? Can I use that on this one? MSS, how you doing tonight?
Jesus Christ, the respect in this room is just full. Boys, it's kind of a end of an era right now, and I did something yesterday that I haven't done, like I've been thinking about doing for about 2 years, and I finally just said, you know what, fuck this. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go through all these and try to sell them. I totally donated my entire childhood card collection, other than like the ones that I really like, right? Like there's some that I pulled out, but like I'm looking through these, and like every once in a while, like I'd see something, I'd be like, oh goddamn, like Charles Barkley, 89 hoops, sold for $3, and I'm like, are you really gonna sit here and try to sell a Charles Barkley 89 hoops for $3? Absolutely not. You're not going to do it. You're just not going to do it. Like it's just too much. And so
hold on to it for 4 more years. It might go to $5.
Right?
Do
like,
it.
Maybe. Right? Maybe. But I was just going through all of it, and every once in a while, like I pulled out all the Jose Cansecos for you, Chorizy. Don't worry about it. One's real nice.
Yes.
Clear one, and he does got his shirt off, and he's like batting on the ocean. It's an interesting card. But I went through some of it, but I was just like, I ain't never going through this. And then it kind of like came full circle at the end of the night. I remember my first, like my dad owned a business, and they would ship bulbs from Holland, and they would ship them in wooden crates. And there was a big one. And I remember taking it and writing baseball cards, 25 cents. And I set up right outside the business, and I put all my cards on the table, and people were buying, walking by. No one bought a thing except a kid, an older kid walked by, and he saw a 1984 Topps or 83 Topps Don Mattingly rookie card. And he goes, hey, that's not worth 25 cents. That's worth like $25. And you should probably, put that in a case and just keep it, or whatever. And I was like, oh, thanks. That's what got me all started on reselling and buying cards as an investment. Unfortunately, we grew up during the junk wax era, and all those cards were jack shit. So any other time, it probably would have been okay. Not then. But last night, guy comes, FedEx comes to the door, or UPS comes to the door, and drops off a package. And I hear my older daughter, Maysley, yell, "Oh, that's mine! That's mine!" And she's so excited, and she's holding this thing from Canva. And I'm like, "What did you order?" And I look at the wife, and the wife goes, I don't know. And they're like, "What did you order?" She is using my wife's Canva account, made business flyers for her dog walking, cat feeding, plant watering business, and ordered 40 copies of it from Canva and had it shipped to our house for $40. I was like, oh my God.
Not a great price.
I was like, huh. I mean, it's decent. It's full color photos, photocopies. Okay. And so I mean, they're like $1 anyway. Right. And she had like pictures on there, but like, it was a very interesting. Yeah. Zach, sorry. 84, whatever. It was so.
That's right. I'd like to see the team BeefLoaf come out here and hammer MSS tonight just for this.
Here's what's confusing, because it's Kittle's rookie. It's considered Kittle's rookie year card. But he was actually rookie year in 83. And so those are the 84. So I got that confused. My bad. Sorry. So anyway, she has some flyers, and I was like, now you got to go and put these in people's mailboxes, and hopefully that you can make back the $40 that you just spent. But I was telling her today, I'm like, you know what I do, right? And she goes, yeah, you sell things for money. And I go, that, and I'm also a designer, and I lay things out and make things nice. And she goes, oh yeah. And I go, so I'm like, I'm not mad at you. Make a kid's flyer. It's fine. I go, but bounce it off me next time. And I can be like, hey, maybe you should put something on there to contact you, or maybe you should do this, or that she had my wife's phone number on there. But I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I was like, I like the industrious, and now that bug.
She saw how long it took MSS to even try to do some of the T-shirt ideas we've had for 3 months, and she said, "I got to take care of this myself."
She said, "Look, I don't want to play on the Limp Bizkit logo. All right, let's."
I got a lot of stuff done this week. Okay, just take it easy.
There's no question you did, right?
And at the end of the show, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, he got all this done, and this else was going on." I'll talk about that later. Chorizy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I actually, so at the end of the show, we're gonna do local look, and I was looking around for stuff, and I saw that Chicago was the number 3 most forgetful city in terms of leaving shit in Ubers. But the more interesting part was the unique lost items from this. And because you're used to hearing about White Sox Dave leaving a wallet in there or phone or something,
debit card,
you falling asleep,
but
Uber.
They put
your body leaving yourself,
leaving himself,
leaving my human remains in a Uber.
The most lost thing.
But the 50 most unique items, they didn't say what city these were from, so it was just a list. But I have the list. And I'm gonna fire through it for you guys, and you tell me. We'll when I get to the end, I'm gonna try and do all 50 for you. We'll see how quickly I can get through these because they're all equally weird, and I didn't really want to throw anything out. So I'm just gonna run through them real quick. Here's the 50 most unique lost items of last year. This is just last year: dentures with 2 teeth, breast milk, human hair, Donny Osmond group picture, ankle monitor, 420 donuts, George Washington Hospital discharge papers, sack of marbles, oxygen tank, gold mouth grills, brand new mini fridge, 1 red Louboutin heel, electric harness, live fish, mannequin, 2 trees, cape with the Statue of Liberty on it, $200 worth of Temu items, grass, a textured photo with a rhinestone picture of Jesus, a 75-gallon fish tank, pool stick in a case, fish loin for a restaurant, 2 chrome exhaust tips, portable thermal printer, a bald cap, a dishwasher, a respirator, and a hard hat for work. That was together. A wizard wand, welding helmet, a 2-pound bag of blue raspberry gushers, a shower pole, pair of partial teeth and a tissue, that had to hurt, toboggan, police radio, coffee table, Zayn Malik merch, handcuffs, 2 wedding gowns. I think that's at once. Pelvis implants, 20 pounds of duck sausage, a pack of live butterflies, a propane tank, a double door oven, hunting waders, a child's prosthetic eye, black stethoscope, a meat slicer, must have been Kramer, kitchen faucet, and a sleep apnea machine. What was missing from the list was 10 loaves of focaccia bread. I did not see that on
there. Just waiting for the whole time, waiting for the focaccia.
Way to bring it home.
I was waiting for the focaccia drop. I was like, yes, this has to be in here because there's nothing more ridiculous than that. God damn it.
Danny, I think that's a normal one. I think they put that on the normal list.
Allegedly there.
Oh my God.
Press saying someone left the Apple equivalent of the Alexa in the back of his Uber one time. Yeah, I would imagine there's some crazy shit like that. Man, it's unfathomable listening to all that list.
The pair of partial teeth and a tissue, that was a drunk one. Someone fucking busted their teeth and they had them in a tissue and they were taking an Uber probably to the hospital, which is insane, and left them in there. So yeah, that's excellent work. I don't know how you even get some of this shit in there. Double door oven.
It's gotta be like an easy bake oven. No?
I was gonna say it's a kid's one, right?
Yeah,
it's Barbie. Maybe it goes with American Girl doll. Who knows?
mannequin? How do you forget your mannequin?
child's prosthetic eye?
Maybe
taking their eye out to play with it. I guess. Like,
Crazy.
I mean, yeah. How is it not in? Like, many questions. Many questions.
Don't you ever be like driving down the road or something and see one shoe sitting there and you're like, how do you lose one shoe? Right? Like I can see two shoes. Like you would take.
Let me tell you something, MS. Here's how you lose
one shoe.
Here's how you lose a single shoe. I almost lost a single shoe one time.
How?
I was driving to lunch at my job. We were driving to Bona Beef, and I stepped out of the car and I stepped in the biggest pile of dog shit you've ever seen in your entire life, where the dog shits went up around the sides, and I was like, oh my God, I almost just left my shoe there and said, fuck it, I'm going one shoe the rest of the day. I spent 20 minutes in the grass, like wiping that shoe out, trying to get all the dog shit out of the crevices of the shoe. That's a spot where you're like, you know what, fuck that shoe. I'm keeping my good one so I can get back to where I'm going, but I'm going to leave the other shoe here. That's what
so, but you kept it. Why did you keep it? What kind of shoes were these?
I mean, just to like get somewhere.
Like
why throw out the second one and have no shoe? Like you have no shoe. I'm trying to get home, motherfucker. You know, like
so you left the shoe. You didn't leave the shoe there, though.
I didn't. It was just giving an example.
Yeah.
But also, what if you want to throw your shoe at somebody? You don't necessarily get that back all the time.
That's right. You know,
I don't know. I guess you're right.
Or the other shoe was left in an Uber. That's what
I guess. You know that too.
John Carney says the live butterflies belong to Buffalo Bill. The lotion is his too.
Could you imagine explaining to someone that you left your textured photo with the rhinestone picture of Jesus? Oh God! I just got this awesome rhinestone.
I got a sweet gift for you. What is it? You'll never believe it. Where is it?
Think it. You know, it's easy to reclaim because no one else got it. You know,
that's true.
It's harder to reclaim one of the more common items because they won't believe you. They're like, I don't believe this motherfucker. But that weird shit you can get back, I think.
Oh man, I left a 75-gallon fish tank in the Uber. Can you bring that back to me?
With a rare fish,
a single shoe. If you get a little too drunk and the shoe falls off, there was fucking going in the back of his.
Well, that I can understand.
Yeah, that I can get.
Prez is driving around a hotel there, man. Like
his taxi cab confessions.
How many condoms were in there?
I like that he remembers the person is from Aurora too. Like, he's just like, he didn't say someone from the burbs. It's like those dumb fucks in Aurora. One of them, they left.
Trey says, "Shitty day, shitty game, but I have weed and the 108 pod." Cheers, Trey.
Thanks, Trey. Cheers, yes, that was a shitty game. God damn it.
Fuck, that end sucked.
Not trying to bring the mood down, Chorizo, but.
No,
you know, we should spend a minute or two talking about the game.
I mean,
we'll get there.
You need to throw some fucking strikes. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And we made some mistakes on the base paths during the game. Just some, throw strikes top to bottom, though. You're right, Chorizo. It's not just Grant Taylor's problem.
No.
Obviously, Davis Martin was a big issue earlier in the game. And Sean Newcomb did not look good either. They were just, they struggled all around today.
And I kind of wondered watching it, is it more that the Sox pitching was off? I know Davis Martin was, but when we get to the bullpen, was the bullpen that much off, or are they just not used to facing a team that is extremely patient at the plate?
That's another
because the Guardians are an extremely patient team, and I feel like when we just played them, we saw similar outcomes where they're just not chasing these pitches that are on the edges, and it's frustrating the pitchers. And like, that's what I'm saying. You got to throw strikes. You got to challenge these guys. Man, Rhys Hoskins is having a terrible time this year trying to hit, and walking him on 4 pitches, like, you just can't do that.
Yeah,
you got to you got to challenge him. And I think, I don't think like Grant Taylor was trying to walk him or is incapable of doing anything else. But like, he just, he was off, and they're trying to do things that they've done to worse teams in terms of hitters. And it's just not working. Plus, also, just Jesus Christ, the base running.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I mean, the tag up by Chase was what the hell was he doing there?
Great throw by Quan, but still, I mean,
it was out by a lot. Like,
he didn't even get a chance to slide.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in a way, I almost like I wonder if it was shouldn't the third base coach been like, no, you're not coming, kind of thing? Like, he was that far off. Like, I don't know. It's very weird. I'm not sure.
Well, Chorizy-E's not always the best judge of that for on
he's
third
aggressive.
base.
He is aggressive.
He is.
The Benny, I still want to know whose call it was on the Benny thing running
home from third. Yeah,
because Steve Stone tried to make it sound like it was a contact play. I'm not sure you're running contact plays with Benny.
Yeah,
so
no. Sketchy.
I don't think so.
So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like,
it's first game. One game. It's one game.
It is one game. It is one game.
Two losses in a row, but still, like, I mean, they won the two before that. You can still win the series, or you can even split the series. I think you're right, Chorizy. I think Cleveland is a better team, and they're just not used to playing great teams yet. I mean, they have, but on the road.
But they don't even got their best player. I mean, they don't even got Jose Ramirez. Yeah. I get your point to an extent, Chorizo, but
more disciplined team at the plate is what I'm
correct. But they don't have in general. I mean, Rocchio hits the walk-off, but in general, they don't have a lot of pop. So
that's what I'm saying. You got to go right at him. What the fuck? You got to go right at him. That's what I'm saying.
Jose Ramirez got a broken wrist or whatever. He's sitting on the side.
I think it's
he's. I thought it was handmade. He's sitting there like Mike Vassell waving around a wand. What the fuck? Attack these dudes. I think just I think you're right, Treasy. It's like their mentality has been something a little different than this instead of just going straight at them. And they just played a shitty game. Let's just be honest with ourselves. They didn't play a very good game. They hit enough to be in the game, but they didn't play very well.
I do want to touch on something positive, though, is that, like, watching Kyle Teal, I think he's almost there right now. He's seeing the ball better. He laid off of some pitches today, and it's what I've been waiting for Kyle Teal to do because he was swinging at everything for a while. He was swinging at everything.
When he first came back,
but he laid off some close pitches, and Colson's been laying off some too. The high four seamers Colson gave into a couple today, but he still looked good. I think where both Colson and Teal are still having a little trouble seeing the ball, the sliders away, and I think like they're swinging at some shitty down in the dirt, like Luis Robert shit that you don't want to see him do. But I think it's like almost there. I think they're almost gauging these things right. Teal looks like he's back on it. I'm gonna say by the end of this series, Kyle Teal hits a fucking dong, and and has a couple in the next week or so, a couple multi-hit games, because I think he's starting to see it. So that's one thing that I'm feeling positive about from that game.
True. Beautiful. I mean, I agree with you. I saw the same thing, and I like Kyle Teal, and he did this last year too. He looks like he's got a disgruntled face after something happens, but that's just him thinking through what just happened, and he's learning from that shit, man.
Yeah,
it's like a fucking AI out there. I fucking love it. He's learning all this shit. He's taking it in, and it seems like that power is back. I love it.
He's got a brain like a computer. Let's get this drink from Raul. He says a drink to Chorizy for telling fans to stop Elliott and have fun at the top of the podcast. Cheers and happy 4th, fellas. Cheers. Appreciate it. Thank you.
America. So I put on the red hat tonight. So.
Chorizy's right, but it's okay to get a little of that out of you. It's all right.
You could do the $1.08 now.
Oh shit. Yeah, yes, you can. You couldn't do it before. $1.99 was the lowest.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Now we just lost 91 cents.
Nah, we get 10 times more. It'll be worth it.
We'll get more of them. Yeah, exactly.
I hope so. That's on you, fucks. Come on, let's go.
MSS, man, you want to pay some bills for us?
I better, since we just lost 81 cents. Ready to hit the road for the next homestand? Whether you're cruising down the Dan Ryan or heading out for a weekend series, Mazda of Orland Park is your home base for a winning drive. Just like a perfectly executed 6-4-3 double play, Mazda combines precision, style, and performance. From the versatile CX-5 to the sleek Mazda 3, we've got the roster depth to get you to 35th in Shields and style. Mazda of Orland Park makes the buying process quick and easy, so you can spend less time at the dealership and more time watching Kyle Teal crush homers. Visit Mazda of Orland Park at 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park. Schedule a test drive online or by calling 708-444-3200 and check out the current selection of Mazdas on MazdaofOrlandPark.com. Mazda of Orland Park, driving Sox fans forward all season long.
All right, it's time for some White Sox talk, and we're doing our midseason awards. Now, if you've seen us do awards before, maybe you came out to a live show where we did some awards. We don't do the normal midseason grade shit like, oh, this guy has a B- because that means something. We like to have a little bit of fun. We like to have a little bit of fun with this. So we've made up some awards for this half of the season, and we're going to go through them. We're going to go around the horn, and I'm going to start with Beef on this one. But this one is for the Ditka. This is the White Sox player most likely to never have to buy dinner or drinks in this town again. And this is tough with a young team. Beef.
It is.
Who gets your Ditka?
You know what? When I dreamed up this award right here, when I thought, okay, we're going to do this award, we need to do this award, there was one face that popped into my head that I saw to line up for the Ditka, and that is Sammy the Ant, Sam Antonacci. He's probably the most beloved White Sox right now, currently, who's healthy on the roster. White Sox fans love a gritty, undersized player like Antonacci, a guy being forced into a position where he's not familiar with it. And guess what? Guy just fucking produces more. And no one more love than that. You don't get like Jeremy Roenick status unless you're one of those types of guys, the gritty, tough guy like that. And Antonacci fits the bill. He's been hit by 19 fucking pitches this year. Why? Just because he loves it. It's not for anything else. The guy just fucking loves the shit. And so if you're thinking about who is getting their drinks and dinner bought kind of for the rest of their lives, who's following potentially, if this was the only good year he had, would be following the Ron Kittle plan of life. Have one good year and then eat for free for the rest of your fucking life. Whoa. It is Sam Antonacci, in my personal opinion, boys. That's my nominee for the award.
That's a good example. I like, Beef, that you said the hit by pitch thing, because there's nothing White Sox fans like more than someone constantly injuring themselves, but continuing to play through it.
That's right.
Like, that's the
Paul
trick.
Canerico.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
Jose Ray.
I mean, remember when we were younger, Chorizo, Tom Waddle get his fucking brain scrambled on a 6-yard slant, and then he would get up and he'd be dizzy, obviously. And in the current NFL, he'd be out 3 games, but he'd keep playing and stay in the game. So the Bears fans fucking loved him for that shit. That's what Chicago fans love in sports.
And he's still in this town.
Yeah,
exactly.
Still huge
on the radio
in this town.
Exactly right.
No, I love that call. Let's get this drink. Dan Reyes says, my farmer's tan's in, so it's mid-season.
Oh,
cheers, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it, my friend. And just to let you guys know, the Undertaker wine, the Cabernet, is starting to open up. Not bad. Open up a little bit. Yeah. So it's tasting better. I still have quite a bit left. So we're gonna make this for at least for the awards portion of the show.
Drink it out of there.
MSS, when he said it's starting to open up, did you get the image of your head of him like popping up after he's like supposed to be, he's in the coffin,
I didn't. What I did get a picture of is like maybe a butthole opening up where the shit's about ready to start spraying out all over the place. So like,
hey,
sometimes good, sometimes bad.
That's not
be
true.
Careful with that right now, because Jer mentioned it earlier in the comments. The explosive diarrhea is going around. Don't drink that lake water. Don't drink that lake water.
Press says Beef mentioning a Hawks player on the day that Bedard got hurt. Why am I not surprised? I didn't know that the Hawks are playing right now. So.
What?
Anyway, fuck BeefLoaf 2026. I should have mentioned Chelios too. Chelly's another guy who's like that kind of gritty guy.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's a good
MSS. Call. Who drinks and eats for free for the rest of their lives?
So this is a hard one for me, but I think Munetaka Murakami is probably that guy that is never going to have to pay for dinner in this town ever again. Now, it's not just because of his beginning of the year. It's because he's probably only going to be here for 2 years, and every time he comes back, he'll be a guest somewhere, and he won't have to pay. People are just going to pay him to be there. That's probably what's going to happen.
Okay.
I don't think it's necessarily because, because of that, but I think that is it. But I think either way, he's going to get his meals paid for. No one's really.
This is a good call, MSS. This is a really good call, because what I just thought about.
What did you think?
Remember the 05 team?
Yeah,
like Chris Widger's still out there signing autographs.
Yeah,
shit, right.
It's
like
paid.
let's say this team.
Yeah.
Let's say this team wins the division, right? And this is the start of like a 5 or 6 year run or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mooney's going to be one of the hardest to get autographs because he won't be here anymore. And you're just like, oh shit, I need a Mooney for my my 2026 ball. What the fuck?
It'll be like the Shingo. The Shingo.
And he comes into town, and there's a whole thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You know what I also like about Mooney in this selection MSS is that of all the guys on the roster, he's a thick boy. He can take a lot of advantage of this. I think he would enjoy being able to eat well at all these restaurants. And like, I could see 45-year-old Mooney being like 300 pounds, just like absolutely hammering home Chicago Steakhouse fare. And like, you're seeing him out, it's like, oh, there's Mooney. It's like, he's waving to you, and like he's got the fat underarms. He's getting so fat, like he will really fucking enjoy this. So I'm happy with the choice. Excellent job.
Hopefully that happens, because then it will take care of Chorizy's problem, because he'll be too fat to move, and he'll be able to get autographs pretty easily. Like he won't be able to afford food, so they can just go over there and get autographs pretty easily. So he's actually pretty good. Chorizo.
John Carney says Ishbia can officiate Sam's wedding in his box in 2068. Good recall there, John. Appreciate you, buddy.
Oh my God, that was
funny one.
That was just the most bizarre fucking thing I heard all last weekend. I was like, rumor going around, Kittle got married in Jerry's box, and Jerry was the officiant. And I was like, what did Kittle's like health insurance run out or something? Or what's happening here? Why is he doing this now? Chorizo, who do you got for your dick?
So I have someone else. I'm glad you guys went with who you got, but I thought about this a little bit, maybe too hard, but I think it's Kyle Teal.
Ooh,
and I'm going to tell you why. Kyle Teal, as short of a time as he's been on this team, already has 2 bobbleheads. All right.
He does.
And so
he does.
But we found out 2 key pieces about Kyle Teal that will instill him in Chicago, and especially the South Side, for a long, long time. 1, he's Italian. We didn't know that when he came in. And 2, I think we mostly knew this. It was talked about, but he's a DJ. So even if this guy fizzles out, even if he I think he's going to be great. I think he's a fantastic ball
I hope
player.
so.
But even if he fizzles out, he's going to be DJing Taylor Fest for the next 35 years.
It's true.
Lenny Leno is pissed to hear that. Lenny Leno got pissed off personally to hear that.
He got moved to an opener before Teal.
Exactly.
DJ Bass Monkey is on top of the marquee. Lenny Leno dropped a notch. Tony O might be off the bill.
He might off the bill.
It's a whole thing. And I think when I thought about that, I'm like, yep, we're stuck with him. We're stuck with him forever. We're gonna have to. You see Kyle Teal, you got to buy a round of drinks for his table because no one else is paying. You got to make sure that you're getting paid for.
That's amazing.
Sure.
One from the comments. J-Dub says Miguel Vargas is obvious choice for the Ditka Award. You know, a close personal friend of the show, Jeff Passon. I was texting with him not too long ago, Miguel Vargas, and he said what a nice guy Miguel Vargas is and how he's just loved by everybody. So I could see this, J-Dub. That's a good call on Vargas. That's another one who could probably be, kind of part of this list where they're not going to have to pay for a meal here in Chicago.
Vargas did get robbed of an RBI today, though.
He did,
not surprisingly robbed by an Italian. But
hello,
let's get this drink from Tyler. Tyler's saying, oh, there you go. He threw it in there. He said, evidently, I forgot to add a message here. First time buyer. Just wanted to thank you guys to the hospitality on my visit for LA. Decided to stay a bit longer. See you at the park soon. Cheers, Tyler.
Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate you, my friend.
All right.
Cheers. I'm going to open a fresh one for you.
The next one up, I'm going to let MSS go first on this one. We're calling this one the Regina George, a White Sox that you feel most personally victimized by this first half of the season. MSS, who has personally victimized you?
Well, I had picked this guy to struggle out the gate, but I also picked him to be the one that has was going to grow the most and learn a lot more about himself and be a really good, catcher while Kyle Teal is out. And that's Edgar Carroll. He has fully disappointed me. I feel like he is just hurt me at every turn. Every time I get a Paul DeYoung, then I get a Edgar Carroll. You know, like I get one good take and then I have the next take and it's not as good. So Edgar is going to be my pick for the Regina George.
Yeah, I mean, I think Edgar made a lot of us sad in the first half. That's not to say that Edgar will never make us happy.
Right.
But
he come back
that first half of the season.
First half only.
I'm the only one that enjoyed any of it because I did bet that home run. So, like, that's,
that's right. You did.
Yeah, that's right.
I got to tackle BeefLoaf. I got to tackle BeefLoaf because of that.
I was in the water.
I didn't get my ass kicked.
Give us one moment. Yeah, that was tough, especially because you were expecting, he's going to get his shot. Look how good he was last year hitting and everything. But it was a lot of just when he's batting righty and the workload or whatever seemed to wear him down. And he hasn't hit well even when he got back to Charlotte yet. So something ain't right with him. I don't know what's going on.
And all the offseason talk was like, we can't trade Carroll. He's so good. We got to keep him here. We need him. What do we do without him? And then Teal goes down, and we're like, well, thank God we got Carroll. And now we're like, fuck, Tony Romo's doing just as much. Tony Romo, Drew Romo.
I like it. I like it. I just stick with it. I just run with that. I like it.
Come on, Tony Romo. I
honestly,
true.
MSS. I was thinking about this today as we were going through these because some of these are tough because I think most of the team has performed very well. And so it's tough to pick some of these things out. I was thinking, we came into the season going, hey, we're going to have this new Slump Buster segment. We haven't really been able to do it. We might have to do a minor league Slump Buster. These guys that are down in the minors can't get back up. We got to get them out of the, and they probably have a lot more opportunity. They have a lot more opportunity for a Slump Buster too. Beef, who's victimized you?
Boys, I have been personally victimized by Jordan Hicks. Okay. First off, Jordan Hicks gets sent here to the White Sox from the Red Sox in a total fucking salary dump. So the White Sox could acquire David Sandlin. So I think, okay, that's fine. You want to acquire this prospect. It's going to be cool. We'll cut this guy. He can go sit on his fucking couch, earn his money. I won't have to see him again. But no, Chris Getz and Brian Bannister and Zach Bove and Will Venable, they're all complicit in the crime of making us watch Hicks pitch for this team. And he's been brutal. 4.71 ERA, 191 whip over 21 games. Absolutely terrible. Then, of all things, after being so bad for my team, after drowning us for money for a prospect who's barely played so far, this Jordan Hicks character at the White Sox Charities Beyond the Diamond Gala at the old post office is hitting on Mrs. Beef. Look at this fucking picture. He's hitting on Mrs. Beef. This was back in May. You know what? I don't got 44 million. All right. I can't compete with a guy who's got 44 million. This man has personally victimized the BeefLoaf.
44 million and hardly works. I mean, really, it's wonderful.
He works a lot, but he does a bad job. So, and like Beef, I think there's an extra level of terror to this because he's back to throwing 100. He's hitting triple digits again, and it's giving you're doing like the Clint from the Avengers gun. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope.
It's like, hang on, you looking okay pitching right now? I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it either.
It's scary.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. So. Yes, I did use the picture. How dare you? Chorizo, who has personally victimized you this season?
You're going to be surprised by this one, but it's Joe Rock. Now, Joe Rock has been perfectly fine for the Sox. He's down in the minors now. He came up, he did what he was asked to do, but for some reason, this motherfucker, he needed to put runners on base before he could start getting people out. Like he couldn't feel the pleasure of getting an out without having the rope tightened just a little bit before he, got it out. So he's doing that on the mound, and we're forced to watch. And 2 times I was in the stands for this, and they're like, and the Venables at fault for this too, because poor Joe Rock is out there. He wants to leave. He's finished. He's done. He wants to leave. They say, stay the fuck out there. You're pitching 3 innings. We don't give a shit. fuck your feelings. You're out there. And guess what? Tomorrow you're going to Charlotte. And we had to watch all this transpire. It was disheartening at best. So I feel like having to watch something like that just it weighs on the soul. And I think that's, for me, it's Joe Rock, but by no fault of his own, really.
Teresa, we're watching him the one game. He's walking the entire stadium. He looks over to the bullpen. There's no one warming up. It's like, this is your game, son. Enjoy.
He looked at the dugout and like everybody like kind of looked around like, and then he looked out at the bullpen and the fucking tumbleweeds rolling through it. And he was like, oh, fuck.
Making him wear it.
Yeah, Trey says Acuna and them nonstop having a bunt was personally attacking me. Yeah, that's a good call. I was surprised no Acuna in this list. Also surprised no Sir Anthony. Sir Anthony was on my list, but Hicks, because it got personal with Hicks with me.
There's
so
some
that's
other
why I had
ones
to use it.
that are coming up. We might have to use one of them for.
I assumed you guys would have some of these guys, so I tried to get a little bit out on the edges for some of these. This next one was the toughest one for me, so I'll go first on this one. This is
do it.
Really?
This is the Ned Ryerson. This is the White Sox that could be an all-star, but could be selling insurance next year. Now,
oh man,
I don't know that this guy
for me.
I don't know that this guy could actually be an all-star, but he's a guy that like has performed well and is overperforming his entire career, and that's Trevor Richards. His whip is sub 1 right now. His career whip is like 1.35, right? But he's been perfectly serviceable as a reliever. I think like he looks good. He seems to have either figured something out, or the streak, if you look at his FIP, might come to a crashing halt. And when you look at some of the guys that are like kind of these relievers or just different guys on the team where you're like, they might be off the team next year. They might be, looking for a job. Either A, they're pretty young and will probably land somewhere, or B, they have shitloads of money like Jordan Hicks. Jordan Hicks will be taking Beef's wife somewhere. Like he ain't going to be selling insurance.
Can I tag along?
So I looked at the 33-year-old righty. And that's being a 34-year-old righty who had like one half of a good season is a tough thing to get a job. Plus, I do assume, looking at Trevor Richards, and we've talked about this, that he is the lead singer of some industrial metal band, probably called like Mecha Godzilla or some shit. So I do think that he may, like, if forced, he would just go back to a different industry and then focus on his music. So Trevor Richards is the guy for me. Beef, who you got?
This one, to me, it is our favorite Savannah Banana, Tristan Peters, with a bullet. Exactly. Every time I watch Peters do anything, I can't believe he's succeeding at it. And he's succeeding tremendously at it. He's got a 118 WRC plus coming into tonight. He's on pace for a 4 F4 season. But boys, every time I watch him play, I just can't get out of my head that in 2 months we might not be looking at left-handed Adam Engel. That's where it starts to fall off a train for me. I'm like, there's no way the hitting keeps up, all this stuff. It's going to just be, you got that good glove guy, and when I see him come to the plate, I'm going to cry like Adam Engel era. He doesn't have the ass Adam Engel had. He's a little taller and longer, but regardless, he's a guy I could not believe he's performing the way he is. And truthfully, if he got down far enough, I think he could be an all-star this year. And if he's not even part of this core starting in next year, would not shock me one bit.
Right.
Beef, I could see him not being part of the core, but dropping all the way to selling insurance. The problem I have with that is that when you see the first half of this season, how well he did, and you know that he's got the glove and the speed, there's always going to be a team that's like, we're gonna re-unlock that.
We'll find it out of him.
We're going to get that back out of him. And I don't know why the Rockies and Angels would want to do that, but they would. They seem like the exact teams that think they could re-extract that. How many times has Mickey Moniak been on the Angels? Like 16?
It's like big though. This is different. See,
I know
it's different, Tracy. A guy comes out of nowhere and he's 26, who's never done anything and has one good year. No, they fall out of the league pretty quick, in my opinion. I
don't know. Did that happen to Brian LaHair? I don't think it did. He wasn't playing in Korea the next year.
Jacob May.
Yeah, exactly.
What? Jacob May never produced in the major leagues.
No, he
Right,
didn't.
yeah. He was bad instantly.
That is true. He got more of a shot though. I also
who you got?
I also
Okay.
picked Tristan Peters. I mean, that was the most immediately was like that's this guy. Not just because he was the Savannah Bananas and not just because we had no idea who this guy was until he came to this team, but like his tenure and like all before this has not been great. And just to come out there and Lowe's correct, like he's outperforming everything. And apparently he is just the nicest guy. People love him. Julie Swyka loves him because she met him at a thing and said he's great. So I think he is. Of
course he's nice. He's Canadian.
Yeah. He went to Southern Illinois though. He's a Saluki. Those guys are assholes sometimes. So hey, what are you gonna do?
By the way, Canada turned it on after I talked shit about their soccer team. We'll see. We'll see
for them.
See how they do in this
round. Good job. Way to go.
The next one up is the Lloyd Dobler, player you'll stand outside their window and play love songs for. MSS, this was yours, and you're the horniest, so I'm going to go to you first.
Mean, is this not obvious? Who would I stand outside? And maybe
are all your answers Antonacci?
All the classics. No, I only used them one time. Well, no, I actually didn't. I used them twice. But yeah, no, this is definitely Sammy Antonacci. Like this guy has just been everything I wanted him to be since he's come up and is just outperforming what we thought he was going to do, but just has really lived up to the hype that really outmatched what he did in the World Baseball Classic, as Chorizy continued to remind me going into the season. So he has just been fucking MVP out there in the field. And you hear Derek Showman say he is the match that starts the fire for their offense. Like, and just is the glue that holds them all together. Is just amazing. So good job. He is going to be, I will Lloyd Dobler up the shit for
Trey says he can do unspeakable things to me. Trey Brooks Baldwin is watching this show. Don't watch out. Dude. Don't get yourself in trouble.
He's changing allegiances too quick.
Beef, how about you?
Man, I mean, this one was a no-brainer for me as well. It was definitely not Sam Antonacci. It is the guy who I think is the White Sox best player currently, and he's a guy who was all the sad memes in 2024, and people saying he shouldn't even be on the roster. Then we pointed out that he's got plot armor in 2025. He played pretty well in 2025, but then he's really unlocked something in 2026. And Miguel Vargas, to me, is the guy that I go to the ballpark looking forward to watching him play. And it's not just that he's been so productive. Miguel Vargas currently, coming in tonight, 135 WRC plus. It's 244 average, 357 on base, 45 slug. He's on pace for upwards of 35 home runs, over 100 RBIs, over 100 runs scored, over 20 steals. These are crazy fucking numbers for a White Sox player in total, at least for the last however many, decade, 2 decades of the group since we stopped having, the real world beaters like Frank Thomas in the lineup. Miguel has just been incredible, and he plays a competent third base, and he hustles his balls off all the time going down the line or going for a foul pop-up or whatever. He's just kind of the bastion of like, I'm going to play hard and I'm going to be the best guy that there is out here every single day. And I enjoy watching it. I just have come to enjoy watching Miguel every single day.
He's such a good baseball player. And I think, I was one who was like, give him spring training and see how this works out. And holy fuck, glad I'm not in charge. That's a motherfucker is killing it. I love it. Yeah, I'm with you on Miguel. I had a few. I did think it would be funny to take Chase Mydroth, but because then you'd be annoying the shit out of Mike Vassell because it's the same home.
Yep.
But you guys know I love Colson, but the guy that I'm going to go with is Sean Burke. And I'm going to tell you why. We watch a lot of baseball. We watch a lot of baseball in the park. And even though I can't really see the pitcher from my vantage point, when we're on defense, I want to see a fucking strikeout, man. There's nothing more exciting from your pitcher than getting those strikeouts. And Sean Burke we've been dying for someone to throw some strikeouts. And Sean Burke, in March and April, his K per 9 was 6.4. In June, he's bumped that all the way up to 11.5.
Nice.
He's cooking. The things that we talked about when this was maybe about a month ago, when we were trying to figure out what Sean Burke was going to be, and we were like, man, the metrics say if he gets a little bit more whiff, he's got the guys chasing. If he can get a little more whiff, the putout's going to happen. He's going to start striking people out. It happened. It's happening.
Yep.
And I'm here for it. And I'm standing outside. Boombox overhead. So I love it. So like we'll see how it goes, but that's mine right now.
In your eyes. Yep. You get right there. Let's put it right up.
A great choice, Chorizy. He was on my list too. And I have a few of these for every single one, just so we got a good spread here. Yeah, 100%. He's a joy to watch, especially when he's on his game, because he's so dominant, man. He'll throw that 99 at the top of the zone. He'll bend that curveball at you. Like, he's got kind of all the elements of the nastiest type pitchers that you got out there. And he's just starting to come into his own. Little by little, you see it starts. It's starting to happen.
Control's starting to get there. We're going to find out this weekend. We're going to find out this weekend how good that control is, because, again, playing a patient-ass team. All right. The next one. We're calling this one, I came up with this one. Calling this one the milk carton. The White Sox, who is supposed to contribute, but has gone missing. I'm going to start here. And maybe I'm taking the most obvious one, but fuck you guys. It's my award. Austin Hayes. Now, the reason I'm saying Austin Hayes is the other day, I saw someone reply to Beef about Chris Getz. And in the off-season Getz moves they mentioned, Randall Grichuk was included. He was not an off-season move. Austin Hayes was the off-season move for that. Austin Hayes got hurt. They brought in Randall Grichuk. And we've all forgotten. Thank you, Trey. I'm with you. That we've all forgotten that Austin Hayes exists. But Austin Hayes is a huge problem. And I'm going to tell you why. He's nearing comeback. At some point.
No, he's not.
He's got to come back to this roster unless they could keep. They need to Tanya Harding this motherfucker. Because when he comes back, the same gridlock that we had the first time Pereira came back, where we had to trade Derek Hill.
Yeah.
We're getting that again.
Yeah.
We're absolutely getting that again. So I don't know what's going to happen when he comes back, but there is a roster crunch when he comes back. So even though we've all forgotten about him, keep a lookout in the rear view, because he's coming back at some point, and it's going to be a problem.
I love this choice. I put on my notes. I said, it's like the guy's on the goddamn lamb. He's collecting $6 million. He's got more no-show jobs than Paulie Walnuts. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. The guy collected $6 million. He's batted 44 times. We've seen nothing out of him. No production whatsoever. Guy just fucking disappeared. He came back for like one game, gone again. You never find him. And
no one wants him back.
And he's on the 60-day IL, I believe. And I haven't seen a single fucking update. I don't even know what the injury is anymore. I forgot. He had the leg injury, and I don't know what happened when he came back. They were just like, go away, get the fuck out of here. We have no interest in.
They're going to transfer him to the 10,000-day IL. That's next for him.
You feel like Jerry's like, hey, what happened to that big-eared guy that we spent $6 million on? Where is he at? Why is he not here? I thought we were supposed to be getting him.
MSS, who you got?
This one's a rough one, because I think one of the ones that I would pick is not really his fault that he's on the milk carton, because he's hurt, and that would be Shane Smith. Like, Shane Smith is supposed to contribute, but I don't think that it's necessarily fair that say that he was supposed to contribute. The next guy, same kind of deal.
No. MSS. Let's sit on that for a minute because I think you're exactly right. I think Shane Smith is on this list because when you talk about the pitching staff, when you talk about, like, okay, what are we going to do down the stretch? No one talks about, well, Shane Smith's going to come back at some point.
Right. Well,
it's just a great trade.
That is true.
At the beginning of the year, he was our ace, and now he's just gone from anyone's thoughts. It's crazy.
Yeah, and he's.
But it is his fault, though. MSS. He stunk to start the year. Yeah, it's definitely his fault. He got demoted so fast because he was horrible. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves.
He could have been hurt then, though, too. So, like, he could have been hurt the entire time.
They would have put him on the IL if he was hurt, but he wasn't. He went down to the minors and pitched for a while, and then got hurt. So I'm not believing that he was hurt necessarily. They would have put him on the IL if he was hurt.
Do you think maybe he didn't? You think maybe he didn't disclose that he was hurt and he was just trying to like?
You are making up an elaborate story to help him out. I don't blame you.
It's not really
his sister is pretty hot, so
that's. I was just going to say he has an attractive sister. MSS is feeling.
I'll allow it into the record. I'll allow it into the record.
Twin sisters. It's not elaborate. That's not elaborate. I'm not like. Do you think? I mean, this is a very small story. I could think of elaborate things. You've heard me talk. So I think, yeah. Who knows? Okay, let's just go with Shane Smith. I'm just going to milk carton his ass. The other guy I was going to pick was Jonathan Cannon. Because that motherfucker started 38 games in 24 and 25, and you thought maybe like he'd keep it going, and but the problem with him was that
I think before the year he wasn't going to be part of it.
Yeah,
I was going to say you didn't think he would contribute because they signed enough pitchers, where it was kind of he was blocked already out of the thing.
Well, I mean, if you can't beat Fetty, you got some problems.
Yeah, the minute they were like, you know what? We're going to give Eric Fetty $1.25 million. And they're like, okay, Jonathan Cannon, they ain't looking for your ass anymore.
Guess we don't need Cannon anymore. See you, buddy. You're tall. What about you, Loaf?
Beef, who you got?
This is a guy who played a lot and didn't contribute anything. He was here and he's on a goddamn milk carton. You hardly notice him except for when he'd have some terrible challenge or something. And that's Edgar Caro, who was mentioned previously. He had one moment, the walk-off against the Cubs. But man, was he bad and unnoticeable unless he was doing something dumb with the challenge or something like that. Well, it was very like a brutal first half of the season for him, and then just like him disappearing off it. And so many people are like, well, thank goodness Kyle Teal came back because we couldn't handle the way the catcher's working before. It's like that's a tough watch, man. So that's a guy who highly touted. If you ask Sox fans before the season, they were like, we got to trade one of these guys. We got so much talent at catcher. And they hit for shit in the first half of the catchers until Kyle Teal's coming back and now finally producing. So it's to me, it's easily Edgar Caro.
Chuck brings up so many Hayes, McGuire, Shane Smith. Chuck, we'll get to McGuire later. I got a little bit about McGuire in a little bit, but
back to Hayes for a second here. Our guy Joe says, wasn't Hayes the guy they said is their top priority and is the definition of mediocre?
When they said he was their top priority, we were all like, what the fuck? And I think we were all right.
I think what we did, we got to make sure we do this properly, guys, because we've been giving a lot of flowers to Chris Getz. We cannot forget the clunkers. We got to keep the clunkers involved in there to be even about the performance. And the Austin Hayes thing, at the moment, Trezo, you were like, what the fuck? Why are they bringing this guy?
Yeah, beautiful. Jedickson Paez.
Top 10 prospect for future Sox. He was sent back a week into the season.
Sammy Davis says, what about Corey Lee? And Corey Lee, I don't know why people love Corey Lee so much. It's a fetish. It's weird. He's not good. He's not good at baseball. We tried to trade him off all offseason in our blogs for anything. And
the Sox did too.
I think the Sox did too, and they didn't get it. So he's not good at baseball, really.
I've sold a lot of Corey Lee game used memorabilia, so keep buying it, people. I appreciate it. Fully appreciate it.
Corey Lee has a career 56 OPS plus, Treasy. Yeah, I don't think that's a major league player. Stop doing Corey Lee happen.
Someone posted his stats the other day, and it was like, hey, look, he's got like a 7-something OPS down at Charlotte. I was like, that's terrible at Charlotte. Everybody should have 1,000
homers last year.
You have to have above 1,000 for me to notice that. All right. The next one is this is the full first half version of this one, which is MSS's Platinum Paisan, the White Sox best Italian in the first half of the season. And MSS,
I mean,
the floor is yours for this.
You obviously know who this is. I mean, there's only one choice here. One guy just came back and he's just getting his feet under him. He's getting going, and he's just gonna get there, and that's Kyle Teal. Benintendi, like, buddy, you made a good show. You tried, but you weren't hot out the gate, and kind of bothered me. And then Tony Romo. See, I'm gonna keep calling him Tony.
No,
Romo.
just go with it. Just go with it. Call him Tony Romo. That's fine.
Keep it up.
Romo, definitely not there, buddy. But the man, Sam the Ant, left field, just killing it out there, doing everything they ask. The guy comes up, he does what Andrew Vaughn, a former first-round pick, couldn't do: play outfield because the team needed him to. Figured it out. He made a catch tonight. Loaf. I was looking at him. I was like, that looked like a proper catch. Like, it did not give me make my.
You got the glove on the right hand and everything. It looked good.
Like, he went up and he just went choom and caught it. He didn't go like this. Oop, oop, oop. You know, he didn't do one of those. So I was impressed. So yeah. So my plan of Paisan for the first half, Sammy Antonacci. I mean, this guy is just playing out his boots, out his shoes. Love it.
On your left field piece there, you know, Perez comes in late in the game. Perez almost murders Tristan Peters. I haven't seen Antonacci do that, so at least he's listening out there. So it just
he's done that. He has done it. Because there's like, what are you doing? Do not hurt the golden banana boy. You got to let him go. Like this, don't even fuck with him. So he's been close. Not as close as Perez was tonight, but because that was like. And then you hear Stone. I love Stone calling that too, because he's so old guy mad at that point. He's like, Perez has just got to listen to him. Peters called him off. You got to let it go. You can't go. And I'm like, yes, you do have to do that. So I like that. But yeah, no, Platinum Paisan first half, Sammy Antonacci. No question.
Beef, who is your Platinum Paisan?
I mean, just to make sure that we round out some some people to be in the voting, even though Sam Antonacci is going to win this by a mile. I'm going to go with Andrew Benintendi on the strength of the fact that, he was dead and gone. We'd forgotten about him. People wanted him off the roster. And then Mooney goes down at the end of May. And Andrew Benintendi sports a 957 OPS in June. Really picking up the slack. 6 home runs, 15 RBIs, 13 runs scored. Like an excellent June to pick up when Murakami's out. And so just to put in there as a nominee, I'm going to put Andrew Benintendi next to Antonacci, who's going to win this one by a mile.
Yeah.
I like it. I like both of these. And I'll have Benintendi for a future award. But I want to just throw this one into the ring. All right? Because I think when we looked at, and especially I looked deeply at this, the Antonacci minor leagues in his hitting profile, how Prospect Hounds described him, it didn't seem quite like what we're getting, right? Like something clicked between the end of last year and him coming to the Sox early this season. And I was trying to figure out who could he have crossed paths with that could have unlocked something like this. And then I realized, of course, it would be this person. When he was playing for Team Italy, who was his hitting coach? Frank Menechino. The Menechino magic does it again. And Frank Menechino is my Platinum Paisan for the first half of the season.
The disrespect.
Absolutely love it, man. I'm going to buy bots to win this poll when we put it there.
Chuck, thank you for the drink. Appreciate you.
Chuck, appreciate you, my friend.
Cheers.
All right. On to the next one.
I like Chuck says, forgot the message. You just need to drink.
He's correct. We did need one.
Thank you. Thank you, Chuck.
All right. I like this. MSS. This was one of yours, I think. This is the Dante Hicks, the White Sox who shouldn't even be here right now. Beef, I'll go to you first on this one.
To me, when I was looking at this, I was like, who is the most nondescript guy that has somehow been on this fucking roster, doing stuff the entire time. You'd think they're highly replaceable. And that's Brandon Eisert. Brandon Eisert is one guy who's like, why are you here? Like, we already have a couple good left-handed relievers. Why did they put you in? And then you got reverse splits. You had a fourth lefty on the bullpen, and then they're putting you in against lefties, and you got reverse splits because you got the change up, and you're better against the righties, and the usage just isn't that good. And you're not terrible, but you're not good either. You're kind of just floating around in the middle. It's like, can't we find a better use for whatever innings these are, and someone that might actually be good, and someone who's instead of someone who's pedestrian like Brandon Eisert? So for me, he's the guy like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? Why is this guy anywhere on this roster trying to contribute, I guess?
I like this one because I keep looking at the bullpen because we just keep going like, we need bullpen help. And it's like, okay, let's say we get the bullpen help. Who are the guys we're pushing out? And obviously Jordan Hicks is get the hell out of here. But Eisert's the other guy. Because until Richards falls apart, Richards has been very solid. And then everybody else is been pretty good or is being paid a lot of money.
Exactly. You can't get rid of them. Yep.
So yeah, I'm with you on the Eisert thing. MSS, who do you have for the Dante Hicks?
I had it between two people. And the picture that Loaf posted earlier kind of sealed it for me. You got to protect your own, and the Dante Hicks is going to go to the Jordan Hicks. Why are you here? Why do we still have you? I understand the money aspect. You guys just mentioned that, but it's just like, this is a new White Sox team. Let's just get rid of this guy. We don't need this guy around. We can DFA him. He can be around, especially if he's treating our fans like this. I just can't. I can't take it.
I like the Jordan Hicks MSS because he was part of a prospect buy. So he is kind of like Dante Hicks. He was like, all right, well, I'm just going to get my money and get cut and go home and not have to do anything. And they're like, no, you have to pitch.
I'm going to keep you around. He's pitched 20. He's in 24 games. He's pitched 21 innings. So that's how that's going. Good use.
Let's get this.
What about you there?
J-Dove says, happy 4th, fellas. Happy 4th to you.
J-Dove. Appreciate
Cheers.
You, my friend. That's wonderful.
What about you, Chorizy?
This was Dante Hicks? This was the easiest one out of these. It has to be Drew Romo. Because they made, and this isn't even anything against Drew, but when you put it into perspective, they made a bobblehead of 2 fucking catchers on 1 bobblehead. No one's keeping 3 catchers on the roster anymore. So they got the 2 catchers. You figure, okay, I'm not on the team. Then one of the catchers gets hurt, and he thinks, okay, maybe I'm going to be on the team. They sign Reese McGuire
again,
and then they go, get the fuck out of here, Reese. Drew Romo then is up on the team. Kyle Teal's coming back. Well, it's now, obviously I'm gone. Nope, they send Edgar down. And I can imagine him doing the Dante Hicks phone call when he finds out the guy's out of town on vacation, and it's just like, Charlotte. What the fuck is he doing in Charlotte? Like, I could see that phone call happening. Drew Romo was everything Dante Hicks could be. I hope that his girlfriend hasn't done the same, amount of filleting.
That's a nice way to say it. That was a very good way to say that.
That's a good point, Chorizo, because he really wasn't supposed to be here. He was cut, went through waivers. They were able to claim him back. As you mentioned, Reese McGuire was here. Like, there was no plans of having this dude on here at all. Like, nothing set. And he's been here almost the whole year. I mean, you look at it. I mean, they cut McGuire a couple weeks into the season. Like, and the guy's hanging around. Like, what a way to earn a living. Like,
and people keep going like, why is Drew Romo up? And it's like, because there's no better option.
That's his second best choice. I see this comments. They're talking in the comments right now about Nick Nastrini. Sox Life says, what do you think Nick Nastrini's up to these days? And all I could think about was how allegedly Dylan Barnes from Future Sox fixed his repertoire, that's how you knew he was. It's over. This is not gonna. Oh yeah, someone off the internet just randomly told me what I should do with my pitching. That's how you knew he's not going anymore. I don't think he's in baseball anymore. I think he's gone. He's through like 4 teams and he's out of here. So
he was last year a winner. Ned Rice and a winner.
So,
all right. The next one. This is the Sergeant Al Powell for the White Sox unsung hero, just like Powell was in Die Hard. Beef, I'll go to you first.
Boys, the White Sox are playing so well and are in first place. I think they're still in first place by half game. They're playing so well, and they're such a big surprise materially because their offense has taken a large step and become an above average offense. And who is the mastermind behind all this hitting that is kind of coming out of nowhere? That man is Ryan Fuller. The Orioles got rid of Ryan Fuller. That was right when their hitting apparatus collapsed. They brought him here, and now all of a sudden, Miguel Vargas goes from a below-average player to 135 WRC plus. They take Colson Montgomery offline last year, totally fix his fucking swing. They go out there and find these reworked projects like Tristan Peters and teach them how to fucking hit. It's just been insane to watch what they're getting out of these guys. And the fact that even guys like who were already kind of established as what they do, like say Sam Antonacci and Chase Mydrot, those guys seem to be adding power and a little bit of loft to their swings. And what you're seeing is just incredibly impressive. And I think it has a lot to do with the hitting apparatus. The hitting program is bringing these guys along, allowing them to find post-type prospects that are helping them. And so to me, the unsung hero of the first half of work is Ryan Fuller.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one a lot because I feel like he was getting a lot of praise in the off season, and it was purely for the Colson thing. And now we've had this offensive explosion, and you ain't hear his name. You don't hear about him. So right, I like this.
And I think you could throw a Showman in there with him too, because they seem to be in lockstep. Something's working between those guys because you don't see this type of production. I don't think if both those guys aren't on the same page. And so, yeah, but I think Fuller is the OG you got to give the credit to. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I like it, especially because they're young, especially because it's such a young team where it's like they do have a lot of input into this with these guys. MSS, who do you got?
My unsung hero so far out here is Sean Burke, top shelf Berkey. I'm going to give him that. A lot of talk about Davis Martin. A lot of talk about Anthony K, good and bad. So but I think Sean Burke doesn't get nearly the respect that he deserves out there and is doing a lot of work and just hasn't had the results. He had some bad luck outings out there. But I think Sean Burke so far is my unsung hero for the first half.
You're not going to get an argument from me.
I was just saying, I think it's a great choice. And I think MSS, especially because he went through all the pressure. He was the opening day starter last year, right?
He was.
And he had some struggles and he battled back. And then now you're starting to see him come out of the other side. And there were a lot of people who were like, well, they got to get a guy in the offseason to replace Sean Burke. He shouldn't be in that rotation. And then you're seeing on the other side what it looks like. And when he's on, it looks like ace stuff. And we don't know if he can get to it enough to be a true ace, but it sure fucking looks like it. And he's pitching really well for this team. So I love that choice.
And he also had to listen to AJ Brzezinski tell him that he shouldn't get paid starter money because he's not a starter. So
he's got openers.
He's cool. Yeah. So
and a super hot guest from the Azul thinks he's hot too. So that doesn't hurt him, you know.
I have a different Sean.
Who do you got?
I have a different Sean. I have Sean Newcomb.
That's good too.
And I like Sean Newcomb because they brought this guy in. They lied to him about having a chance to start. They put him in every conceivable bad situation. They pitch him way too many fucking innings. And he's just performed. And when people go like, oh my God, Sir Anthony sucks, blah, blah, blah. We need someone in the ninth. Never mentioned. That's
true.
And I know he was a little rough today. But fuck, he's thrown 800 innings already. He's on pace to throw more innings than Eric Fetty. Like this
not true, Chorizy. You brought this up twice.
Barely.
No, it's not.
Just barely. Is it? No, I thought it was. I must have miscalculated.
You must say you're way off. When I looked up after the soak, I was like, Newcomb had 48 innings pitched. Fetty had like 74 or something like that. It was
Really?
a lot
Okay.
more. Yeah, it's a lot big difference. Yeah.
That's my bad. That's my bad. But he's on pace to throw 100 innings, or close to 100 innings, which is more like the Mike Vassell numbers of last year, which is crazy. Like throwing that many innings out of the bullpen. Hopefully they don't do the same thing to him that happened to Vassell. But the fact that he's been doing that much work for the Sox after kind of a weird start to his Sox career is fantastic. But no one's really talking about him. There's mention of him like, oh, this is good. But nothing crazy. Is it that fucking different? Man,
yeah, no, yeah. When I looked it up, it was after the soak, but it was before he threw the 5 innings the other day. So yeah.
Okay, the 5 innings hurts, but still, I'm way off. But nevertheless, Sean Newcomb is my unsung hero.
I think that's a good pick. I think it's a good poll. The man has a lot of. There's 2 people on Reddit that made memes of him immediately upon start the other day when him and Burke just completed the game, and they made the Sean Newcomb like a Duke Nukem, and they were like back to back, and I was like, no creativity with you Reddit fucks, man. Like, get something new.
They didn't do the Step Brothers with the Montgomerys.
They should have had both Seans in there.
With the Seans in there, yeah, exactly. Would have been good.
All right,
guys, I know that's not how it works really, but they're Step Brothers because they have the same first name. Oh, okay.
I'm sure.
The next one up is the Rodney Dangerfield. This is the White Sox that gets no respect. MSS, I'm going to you first.
Man, I think this is an easy one. We probably all have the same person. And if you're listening to his brother or follow him on Twitter, you know that this is the guy that's not getting the respect that he deserves. And that's Anthony K. The guy, like his started rough. It wasn't good the beginning, but has since turned it around and has had quality start after quality start. And there's no bigger fan than his brother out there yelling at people with 100 followers on Twitter. And also Francisco Burner about how good his brother actually is performing out there. So my Rodney Dangerfield out there is Anthony K.
He is really scared of Bobby K. This is the second time he's brought up. He's worried about him saying something. I respect it, MSS. I respect your fear. I see the fear in your eyes as you mentioned.
I also like love watching a brother stick up for his big brother. He's just like, hey. I think some of it's ridiculous. It gets into Todd Welter territory where he's yelling like 3 times about the same thing. You can't do that. But no, I think he doesn't get nearly the respect he deserves so far.
Chorizo, I would love if you go next because I have 2 that I both think belong on here. So I would love for you to narrow it down for me.
Well, I'm going to go with a guy who I've given very little respect to over his tenure with the White Sox, but I think now is being unfairly disrespected, and that's Andrew Benintendi.
Oh,
so Andrew Benintendi he gave up his glove. He's doing exactly what they asked of him. Just hit right-handed pitching. He's looked really good in the past month and a half. It's been very solid. It's exactly what you need in this lineup. We talked about it at the beginning of the year. If you wanted to see the White Sox overhit, you need 20 home runs out of Andrew Benintendi. He's on pace to do that again. And so he's doing exactly what's being asked of him, but everybody hates his guts because he's making a whole $15 million, which is not that much when you think about it. And they also you're still seeing we should cut Andrew Benintendi, or we should should Jacob Gonzalez replace him, and then we just get rid of Benintendi, and it's like you don't have to do that. And there's no reason to do that right now. Andrew Benintendi is a fine baseball player for this team. He's a good bat. That's all you need him for. Just be happy that he's producing. But still, people are just like, how do we jettison this guy and just pay him to not play for us? And I don't know. I don't get it right now. It's strange.
Yeah, the fan base been out on him for a while. They can't, and he is sort of you can't use his glove. He can't go out in the field, Chorizy. So there is that, like that. He can't hit lefties. So there is that, but he has been holding it up against right-handed pitching. He's been playing well, and he's been playing well when Mooney's been out too. So that helps some.
The veteran presence has stepped up. You said that many times, Loaf, since Mooney's been gone, and he's and in 10 home runs. We're nearing an all-star break, but we're not there yet. He still hit a couple more, and if he puts out 22 home runs, 23 home runs this year, I mean that's all we needed from him. That's what we're at hoping for him. It's heating up.
Sammy Davis says I can't respect him like it's over 300 on base percentage. That's fair. That's fair. It's been also
criticism, but he's at like 298 or something.
Yeah, 298 exactly right now.
Yeah, the profile's been around slug. So
yeah. Beef, what do you got?
Man, so you guys didn't mention either of the guys that I was really hot for. I got 3 guys actually that I would put ahead of your 2 guys here that you guys already said.
Bring it.
Here are the 3 guys. Number 1, and the guy gets shit on every day. He got shit on before his fucking home run today by half of goddamn White Sox Twitter, and that's Chase Mydra. Well, I don't understand how Chase Mydra's on pace for basically a 2.5, 3-win season, and half the audience hates him. It's like, shouldn't be in the lineup or should be hitting 9th or whatever. The guy absolutely smashed his left-handed pitching. He's a good defender at second. Like even and Chorizy, you mentioned like the patience. He's been very patient too. And taking his walks. He has almost a 10% walk rate. Like absolutely wild that Chase Mydra gets the fucking bullshit that he gets. Now the next guy goes a little unnoticed, except for when I put out a meme about him. The only other person I even hear mention him other than us is Ken W.O. And that's my horse, Brian Hudson. Brian Hudson out of the bullpen. Ball. This man was sold for cash in the offseason. Then he was let go by the Mets, and he was picked up as a scrap heap pickup for the White Sox. He's thrown 38 1/3 innings. He's got a 184 ERA plus. He is playing great for a guy who just like picked up out of nowhere. He kind of gets a little no respect. They've even thrown him in for the save situations, and he's picked up the saves. Let's see, he's got 3 saves on the season. And you don't hear anything about him. When you hear about the bullpen mix, no one fucking mentions this guy. And it's like, maybe he should have been in the 9th inning today when Grant Taylor seemingly has something against getting that 2-inning save against a tougher team. I don't know. But Hudson has been a monster. You don't hear a goddamn thing about him. So I'll just leave it at those 2. I think those 2 are getting highly disrespected by a fan base that should know better. Like in any other season, would they be treating them like this? This is crazy.
I figured you'd have Chase. That's why I left him out there. I figured you had Chase on the list. I thought you might have Benny. I did not take Hudson because we're going to get to Hudson's award right now.
Sounds good.
Go right into it.
This is called the Johnny Dangerous. The Johnny Dangerously. Which player is played like they have elephantitis of the balls? And Brian Hudson is that guy. Brian Hudson, if you look at his career, he hasn't pitched all that much. And when he was in Milwaukee, I think the only full season he has like 2024.
Yep.
He had 67 high leverage plate appearances in 2024. That's his full season stat. He has 59 right now. July just became July. It's insane how much high leverage this guy has eaten up. This is like when we were like, man, you know what they should stop doing? Putting Ronaldo Lopez into high leverage situations out of the pen. That's all they're using him for. This is like, you're ruining this guy. Brian Hudson is getting that treatment and doesn't care. He's still pitching really well. They're just like, we want every pitch that you throw to be the most excruciating high leverage moment of your day. And we're going to need you tomorrow. So
I'll be ready again.
Exactly. So I think he is the player that's playing like he has elephantitis of the balls.
I love it. Great choice, Chorizy.
I would have thrown that all in on the last one, but I was like, I know this is my guy in the next one. So we're going to jump to that. But
love it.
I'm assessed. Who you got?
So this is a guy that's been mentioned before. You guys brought him up. Well, Loaf brought him up, I know for sure. But it's Miguel Vargas. Like the guy is just out there just crashing the ball, awesome defense, moving around, just doing everything, and just not giving a fuck. And like his numbers show it. Like he just seemed to unlock something and just doesn't care anymore. And I love it. I mean, the guy, like you said, Loaf, started as sad meme and is now like the hot meme, and everyone loves him. So I mean, it's great. Girls
love him. Superhero now, you know, like,
right? Yes, exactly.
Is,
yeah, and that's our Big Al. Okay, I don't give a shit what you say, BZ. It is Big Al. That is just what it is.
Oh, BZ's coming on. Saying. We're gonna. He and I are gonna argue about this.
I love it.
This is definitely coming. Fuck him.
I have to have my pop in on that one. I don't want to ruin your show when I'm going to pop in.
Treesy's so sore about it. He will not watch. Love it.
All right, Beef. Who you got? Let's close it out.
You know what? I got a guy that I'm surprised has not been named yet in any of these awards, especially with a lot of positive ones and the excellent first half he's had. But I have the guy who I would consider the White Sox stopper. You know, the old school stopper. The losing streak's happening. When this guy takes the mound, we are going to fucking win that game today. And especially early on in the season, this guy was really important because before the White Sox offense started off like gangbusters, which took a little while getting out of the gate, adjusting to all the bat speed training from Ryan Fuller, Davis Martin was the one with the big, gigantic elephant balls that was going out there, taking the ball and making sure they won a goddamn game, you know, and he's played big. He's had some clunkers, and he had one tonight since then, but he's also pitched big. He pitched big against Chris Sale and got them guys a win, you know, in a very close game against the Braves. Like, he's pitched well against big teams, but more importantly, early in the season, he was the one guy you can count on when all the shit was going down. When Davis took the ball, we're going to win that goddamn game. And so I think he deserves a ton of credit. And he just, for a guy who is throwing the kitchen sink out there, Chorizy, he got some big old balls to throw them shits.
My God. He's, you know what he is? He's what we wanted Javi Vasquez to be. That's to me like what Davis Martin is. And like, yeah, you're right. He was out there in like the Jose Quintana part of the season where it's like you're getting one run.
make that
win.
Hold up.
Win.
Exactly.
Oh man. That was the midseason awards. That was a lot of fun, guys. It was tough to think through those, man. And I love some of the stuff that was in the comments. I think the commenters are right on line with a lot of things that they put up there. But MSS, it's time to pay some more bills.
Let's do that. Oh shit, where's my? Oh man, I have my copy. Oh, here it is. I got it. I'm gonna amend it here in a minute. What up, chat? You're rocking with From the 108, and now it's time to look the part. Visit 108.ing/merch for everything you need to rep your favorite White Sox degenerates in style. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, stickers, and gear made for that true Sox fan who knows baseball is better with that classic view. Whether you're headed to the ballpark, yelling at the bullpen from your couch, or gearing up for the final #108 tourney, there's something for every member of the 108 fam. Support independent Sox content look good, damn good doing it, and grab some merch that lets everyone know you're not just a fan, you're a 108er. Sizes from extra small to 5XL and everything in between. 108.ing/merch has what you need. Now, there is a product that is available on our website right now that a certain person, maybe the 2025 108 tourney champion, has been asking me to produce for years. I'm still figuring out a lot of kinks between these two sites. I'm trying to get two sites to work together and work seamlessly so we can print stuff. But there is a product up there right now that is available for purchase. I hope that person buys it, because if they don't, I'm going to make fun of her for a very long time. It is available. Go buy it, and then I can see how this fucking thing works. Or I might have to go buy it myself and see if it works. Because like I'm kind of figured it out, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm afraid to put more stuff up there until we've totally figured it out. So we're gonna do some work. But go to 108.ing/merch and you get right there. I'm trying.
All right.
Trying to be a hero. Trying to be a hero here. You know, one thing I take advantage or don't like that you said about me.
What did I say about you?
What part of my Elton John glasses is me trying to look 15 years younger?
Oh, I didn't say that.
I said that.
Tracy said I didn't say that. I said nothing about your parents.
No, you said I'm trying to look 15 years younger.
You do, yeah. You try to wear the flat brim. Yeah, you try to wear the flat brim. And also, you told me that you try to look younger. I didn't say anything about the glasses. No,
you didn't. That's what I'm saying. But what part of me is like buying those glasses makes me try to look younger? Those make me look old as fuck. Like they're too old.
That was a mistake by you.
It was a mistake.
You're not wearing them right now, so it's obvious that you don't want to. In front of others, you don't want to do that.
Try to wear it with black shirts. Try to be black and black.
Calm down, Tiny Dancer. Fellas,
it's in there. It's
time for the local look.
Yes, might be my favorite graphic.
Yeah, I'm leaving it up there because it just looks so fucking good.
It's so funny.
I like that I got the Bears hat on too. We're gonna talk Bears Stadium. This is the segment where we just narrow in on a very Chicago specific topic. It could be a news story, it could be whatever you want, but it's got to be very Chicago specific. MSS, I'm gonna let you go first, buddy.
So I had a really rough time trying to figure out something that was very Chicago specific. And so I just have a story that I wanted to share, and we're going to talk about. It's almost like a last call. I'm trying to be local. Well, you're gonna find out.
Oh yes,
I'm ready to find some heat, bro. Let's find some heat.
19-year-old Quinn Brown is on cloud 9.
I was just doing this because I really enjoyed it, never expecting anything like that.
It all started 5.5 months ago at the Hillsborough Goodwill outlet. Brown spotted a gold and purple short sleeve jacket in someone else's hands.
He just threw it right in front of me, immediately grabbed it, and one of the best moments of my life.
For just $3.07, the jacket was his. After a few Google image searches, he had an inkling it was the real deal. So he posted a photo of it to Instagram that caught the eye of Sotheby's. Before long, the jacket was on its way in an armored van to New York, where it was professionally authenticated.
I saw the text, and he said, "Your jacket has been matched to the 1972 NBA Finals." And I had known the NBA Finals jersey sold for $4.9 million. So that's the jersey he wore under my jacket.
This unique piece of memorabilia is now up for auction with an estimated value of $150,000 to $250,000.
Quinn's story, it's such a great reminder, like a perfect example of how hunting for treasures at Goodwill is exciting and thrilling, and as we've seen here in this instance, just magical.
Brown started reselling his junior year of high school and has since turned it into a full-time career. He spends 15 to 20 hours a week digging through the bins, hunting for the next hidden gem.
It just takes consistency to kind of learn what to look for.
So what will he do with the money?
I really just want to save it. I know that if I put this money away, it's going to grow and could potentially mean retiring a lot earlier in my life.
So this kid is at the bins. His name is Brian. I forgot his first name, but he goes to the bins, and I don't know if you guys know what the bins are, but like they sort through the goods that are donated to Goodwill, but they get so many things donated. Sometimes they just throw stuff in these bins, and then they just push them out. And they're like, we don't have enough time to even sort through this stuff, so they throw it out. And this is all pay per pound. So electronic stuff is very expensive. Shirts, that kind of stuff is very cheap, right? So this guy apparently was at the bins, and some guy, they said it in the story, but like some guy was looking at this. And I mean, I've been to so many thrift stores, and when you see something vintage and old sports related, it feels different, right? And it looks different. You're like, this is quality made stuff. Somebody throwing it back is weird, because I go to thrift stores in Chicagoland area all the time, and people buy jerseys that are complete fakes, total fakes, and think they're real, and then they're trying to flip them, like they're paying $25 for a fake from China that they're going to flip. But this guy is got Wilt Chamberlain's warm-up jersey from the goddamn finals. This is insane. Now, before
that's crazy that's even available.
What? So
I'm waiting for you to connect this to Chicago.
So yeah, right. It's not going to get connected to Chicago, because the only thing is me. It's just not going to get connected to Chicago.
That's in Oregon, right?
Just not. Yeah, it's not going to happen. They have bin stores in Chicago. I got that, and I just thought it was more whatever. I told you I had a rough go. I just couldn't do it. But
you live here,
Chorizy. You'll understand this.
And then you just play a 2-minute video.
Some random thing.
I thought it was a good story, dude.
I love the story. It's a good story.
I thought it was a good story.
A good story.
I thrift shop. That's part of my thing. You know, we do that. I thought maybe it's connected. I'm just like, listen, I could come up with some really bad story and just bore the fuck out of you. I thought I would do this and get it good, but you know, hey, if you don't, if we gotta go rules, then I'll just stop. Like,
give me the rest of what you got, because we're like, I'm interested, but.
So
I was confused.
Now, am I jealous of this guy? Of course, I'm jealous of this guy. This is awesome. This is what you hear about, but you've heard this for years. You hear about, like, you know, hey, you got you like, people are like, oh, we found a Van Gogh at the thrift store. We found a print, you know, from Picasso. We found that, and then this guy's finding sports memorabilia. Now, before this, the highest amount of sales that he had, the best find that he had, was a Sub Pop shirt that said loser on it. And remember those shirts from the 90s. They had that. I thought that was interesting. That's also Seattle, not connected to Chicago. So I don't know. You probably don't really like that. But yeah, the part of the story I don't particularly care for is people referring to this kid as an expert reseller, expert thrifter, expert blah, blah, blah. He's 1 year removed from high school. He's been doing it since junior year of high school. Folks, this is just luck. This is like saying you're an expert lottery player when you win the lottery. No, you're not. You just got lucky. This kid was in the right place at the right time. This has nothing to do with skill. He just was like, oh, I saw this. And yeah, am I going to take a chance on a fucking vintage looking goddamn thing, for $3.15? Absolutely. The investment is nil. The come up is big, even if it's fake or it's not fake, or it's not the actual thing. It could probably still sell for a few $100s, close to $1,000. So that's the one part I don't really like. He also has said that he was going to spend the money, like he was going to invest in something, and I forgot to write it down. So I'm sorry. That's my local look for the week. My local look for the week here in Chicago, Illinois. Some guy. He also said that he didn't want to disclose the thrift store that he was at, and it was Hillsboro or whatever, because he's like, he doesn't want people showing up. And I don't know if you saw the pictures, but there's like 1.5 million people already at these stores. This is why I don't go to them, because they're just it's very like hit and miss, and people getting fights at the bins, and I don't necessarily want to go to the bins. So, but fuck Goodwill. We have them in Illinois. They're in Chicago. Yeah, fuck them. I don't really like them. I don't like how like it's like this way. You should go to Goodwill and suck it.
Beef. What North Pacific based store do you have for us?
I am so shook right now.
You're shook.
I need a minute to compose myself. That was a ride. Didn't go to the places I thought it would. Ended abruptly. We got in a little car wreck. We're all okay though. I'm all feeling okay. No one's injured. I'm gonna bring it back to the Chicagoland area. And actually, I'm gonna I may pique MSS's interest a little bit in this, because it might have a quasi tie to what we were just talking about. I'm gonna bring you guys a man called Dave Odd. And I read this in Block Chicago about a month ago. And the title of the article says, "Want to eat the neighborhood? Urban forager Dave Odd will lead the way." The story starts, it's 11 a.m. on a cool Sunday morning. About 35 people have gathered in front of Carnivore, a farm-to-table butcher shop and grocery store in suburban Oak Park. It's anyone's guess what they're waiting for, especially since Carnivore is closed on Sundays. A few minutes later, the morning star attraction appears, Dave Odd, who appears himself as Chicago's only full-time professional forager. The aptly named 2-hour leisure walk that these people are about to go on stops in 5 minutes. Odd can't help but tap into his previous decade-long career as a stand-up. If you only remember 5 or 10 of these plants that will help you in a life or death kind of thing, which we're already in because shit is expensive. A mix of science, food preparation tips, history, and yes, humor. Odd's seasonal tours take place a few times a month. Some of the day tours offer an optional meal to follow. So at the end, you get it. $40 for these tours. He has upcoming events all throughout Chicago. But the one-of-a-kind thing here that Odd does is he helps you find food that's growing wildly, basically everywhere.
Foraging.
he says, and I quote, "My love of nature, animals, and plants morphed into this." He said of his foraging career, his love of cooking and food came courtesy of his mother. Frequent visits to gardening centers furthered Odd's plant knowledge. While hiking in Indiana in 2009, he found some chanterella mushrooms, which he roasted. That experience led to mushroom foraging excursions. Once he had his fill of mushrooms, he started selling them to farmers markets and then directly to restaurants, all while producing shows and teaching comedy around Chicago. Eventually, Odd rented a greenhouse and began growing his own plants. I figured out pretty quickly that having unusual things that no one else had would be my ticket in the door, he said, which included microgreens, edible flowers, herbs. Because I would offer chefs things that grown exclusively here that no one else had. Odd soon became chefs' go-to source for hard-to-find things like ramps or wild asparagus. The latter a request from a lineage, he said. He also sourced specialty mushrooms from the Pacific Northwest and would take extended trips to Florida in the winter, bringing back varieties of citrus. At one point, Odd said he was servicing up to 40 restaurants a week with this stuff. Crazy. This guy right here, I'm not going to read the entire story, but this guy leads tours around the city and shows you how to pick wild things that you can absolutely eat. And most of the tours end up with a chef cooking up kind of the stuff that he's able to find. Now, a couple of the guidance things, he says the Chicago Park District is non-foraging. He says, so you're kind of not allowed to do that. It would be illegal. But he was saying that a lot of kind of off-roads and normal streets or whatever, perfectly fine for this stuff. Someone asked the question in the story, what if dogs have peed on it? He said, compared to what, normal farming, the chemicals that they put on for the pesticides, it's no problem that the dog pissed on it. It'd be no problem to eat that. But crazy story that a guy in Chicago is kind of leading the charge of, and I'm sure there are others, because he mentioned that he doesn't really service restaurants anymore because this has become a little more common. People are doing it more. But have you ever thought that there's like food growing fucking everywhere? And this lunatic, who I would love to have on the podcast, to be honest with you, I would love to have him. I would love to go out on one of his tours. He looks nuts, absolutely.
So,
like,
let me just. I have a couple comments here.
First of all, truly,
I totally believe that this could happen, and it's really cool that this guy did this, and that he really got into it and figured it out, and what's safe and what's not. That said, him trying to teach this to people and them follow directions properly is how this whole explosive diarrhea situation is happening in and around Chicago right now.
Yeah,
I am so terrified. I don't know if you guys have ever thought about this. I think about this because of the lady that tried to kill her or did kill most of her family. The mushroom foraging is crazy to me because like certain mushrooms can look like very similar, and one is like, oh, this is quite delicious, and the other one is like, your funeral is on Tuesday. So so that thing terrifies me. I would never like pick a mushroom off the ground and eat the motherfucker. I just would not do it. But this is totally believable, and I do think that like it's cool that they're showing this in Chicago because there's obviously ways to forage all over Chicago. There's trees everywhere that grow things. There's definitely been people knocking the seeds out of the tree in front of my house to harvest them for themselves. That wasn't terrifying when I'm having coffee at 6:30 in the morning on a Saturday.
At least you're awake.
Well, I wanted to know, MSS, is this something you would be interested in getting into a little foraging? Because I know you're a guy who you like a lot of fruits and vegetables anyway. And so like I thought of you when I read this story. Now is there any interest in learning some of this stuff?
Oh, 100%. Chorizy-E's trying to freaking me out here with the mushroom death stuff. There's actually a comic. One of them is called the Autumn Skullcap, and it says contains the same amatoxins and is sometimes mistaken for edible hallucinogenic mushrooms. I just really hope that I'm getting my stuff from the right places. I don't want to eat one of the two mushrooms that will kill you.
Well, MSS,
and the Autumn Skullcap.
Let me quell your fears.
But I bet I trip your fears on really that hard before you die. So maybe I don't know.
In general, drug dealers want you to continue to live so you can continue to buy.
That's true.
There's not a lot of that in that scenario, but you know.
Unless
You are
Chorizy trust random drug dealer more than these people trying to learn how to forage.
No. Because I trust this Dave Odd is his name. I trust him.
Fine. It's Dave's disciple.
He's fine. I think
he's a good-looking kid right there. Look at him.
It's Beef. It's when you tell someone to do something and see how they actually then execute that task. For example, let's say I said, guys, let's all get a story from Chicago. And someone says, great, I'll get one from Hillsboro, Oregon. Like, that's more where I'm worried.
Struggling, dude.
It's a fair point.
Struggling today. Loaf, I know a guy that used to write stuff up on like he's just a hippie, but he's also in the Pacific Northwest. But he talked about like and this was a big thing in Florida. It's a big thing in California where you have fruit groves. If the fruit tree hangs into the alley, that fruit is considered public domain.
Anyone can
take that. So if it's like if you don't go and pick your fruit and it's just hanging in the alley, anyone can have that fruit. Like that's totally okay. You can eat that. If now there are in the middle of Chicago roadways, I know they have a ton of like kale looking plants that you can eat all of that shit. And like a homeless people. But now here's the thing about kale though. You eat too much of that, you're shitting your brains out. And if you don't have a home, that ain't a good place to have. You know, like that's not something it's healthy for you.
Homeless people don't got a bidet like you, MSS.
That's true. That's true. They only have public fountains.
The
best one of those. And then they're like, "Oh, it's the drugs," and it's like, "No, motherfucker, I'm trying to eat kale."
I mean, in the story, it says like lilies, especially are good in soups and purees. Yeah. He talks about sweet clover, creeping thistle, wood sorrel, wild lettuce, dandelions, violets. There's so much stuff that grows actually edible. No one's really harvesting and eating. And he says, like along roads, you want less traveled roads. Obviously, you don't want like all kinds of exhausting bullshit, kind of like poisoning up the plants or whatever.
They suck it up and then
exactly. Yeah. So become part of it. But I thought it was an interesting thing to even consider in an urban environment.
I would love to hear some of it because I know some of it is like there's also a preparation aspect to it, right? Like you can't just go and you can't just like pick this thing and eat it, right? Like you have to cook it a certain way or do certain things. So like
that's what Jackie Trier's saying. Edible and palatable are two different things. So I agree with you, Chorizy. So the preparation is probably extremely key in some of these situations. If you're a regular ass person wanting to do this, to be a little eccentric for yourself, not when you're, like not someone starving or whatever.
I believe there's an episode of The League about this where the one guy's foraging, but then they find out that it's just like everybody else in the foraging group is like hot chicks, and that's why he's doing
it. What's wrong with that?
Oh, please. All right.
Chorizy, what's your local look, my
What
friend?
is your very local look?
So I'm going to bring you down for a second, but we're going to have a fun conversation. All right. So just be prepared for that. So as you know, last month, longtime broadcaster Stacey King passed away. It was a sudden death. I think it shocked all of Chicago. And I think that's part of why I want to talk about this and why I gave it a month before we're talking about this. Because to me, it's on the level of if this is Hawk Harrelson in the booth at the time and he passed away, and we're like suddenly shocked by this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I'd be devastated. I think we'd all be devastated. It would be, crazy. Just like with Stacey, it is. We're devastated by this, but the season is on the horizon, right? And like, so you need to start thinking about what do the Bulls do next? Who could they go to be the analyst on these broadcasts? So the reason I brought this up is because I keep seeing suggestions for who this could be. So I figured I'd bring you guys some of the suggestions and a couple of my own suggestions.
Yeah.
And we'll go through them real quick and see what you guys think. But the first two are guys that already work there. They've already been kind of involved. And those two are this is the ones I see kind of the most, which is Kendall Gill. Although Kendall Gill has mostly been an in-studio guy.
Yeah,
Right.
he's a studio. Yep.
And then Bill Wennington. And Bill Wennington, you know,
radio.
he's been on radio and he's filled in for Stacey. So
Right.
they both have different experience, but they're both Chicago Bulls. They're both guys that are probably favorites to fill the role at least for 2020, 26 and 27. What do you guys think about those two guys?
You know what? I don't think Kendall is kind of ready to take those shoes, especially like that booth. I'll just say it this way. You have Adam Amin, who is a star. I mean, it's pretty odd.
Yeah.
He does every sport. Obviously, he's doing NFL on Sundays or whatever. He's the stud. He is excellent at that. And you had like this top-notch booth. You had a horrible team, but you probably had a top 5, top 3 booth in the NBA.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Kendall Gill's ready to kind of jump into that. Like, had they been warming him up and adding them in there a little bit and letting them get some shots, maybe he could probably get up to speed and do it. But like, you see how it works when you throw someone into a booth who hasn't been doing it, and it's like it takes a while for them to get the sea legs there. Wennington will probably do fine. You know, I think generally Bill Wennington's affable, likable guy, knows the game, so that seems okay to me.
Yeah, I think that's yeah. If I learned anything from the Brooke Fletcher thing on Reddit, you have to be a former player in there to be a good analyst when you're calling the game. So you definitely need to have Bill Wennington over Kendall Gill. I like Kendall. I think Kendall
too, though.
Well, I know that that was kind of a misspeak, much like picking a story from the Pacific Northwest. But the what I think with Kendall is he's more of he breaks down stuff better. Like he's not an in-game like type thing. I just I've never gotten that from him. He's just like, if you do this and this is, you know, I don't see him being that fast. I don't think he's fast enough to do that. But
you think he's a step back from it and like look at a high level instead of every moment, blah, 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 go.
Right.
Yeah.
It might be just too fast for him, you know. Yeah. Well, who knows? So yeah, no, I think Bill Wennington would be a good pick.
Yeah. Rodman. I mean, like I kind of X'd out Rodman and Meta World Peace from these. I just like, it's like we'll try and get a little bit dependable. And I think that's where this next one I think is
I'm interested.
You might want this. Do they want to do it is kind of the question, but that's Joakim Noah.
Yeah. So I was going to say,
and like, he's someone that I think like if you wanted to continue the big personality on, this is one that a lot of people are pointing to and going like they should get him. They should get him. This would be a great extension of what Stacey had built. And so a lot of fans are gravitating towards this pick, but it's like, does he want to do that? Does he want to do 82 games a year? MSS, I'll start with you on that one.
No. I don't think he does, but I think he would be interesting. He's young. You'd have to run him in there and see how he goes, you know, but I think you're correct with the big personality. And immediately as like former players and somebody that I think would have a unique perspective and be able to talk about the game, Joakim Noah is definitely top them on the list, right? Like he's engaging. People like him. He says things like the Cleveland shit, you know, like he has takes, which is important. So yeah, no, I wouldn't mind seeing him out there.
Beef.
You know what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like this fit. I agree. He does have a big personality. It's a very different personality than Stacey King, though. And he has more of a cool, lay back in the cut type personality. That's tough when you have to be constantly talking, like you had mentioned earlier, MSS. And K-Dog has a good comment here. He says, Stacey had such a good hold of current events and social media. Going to need some random banter with this team predicted to be bad. Yeah, you're going to need a guy like Stacey who could host a talk show if need be. I mean, the Score would have him fill in on mornings sometimes. Yeah. He'd be terrific because he has a wide knowledge. He had a wide knowledge base. He could cut it up with absolutely anybody. He's just fun to talk to. And Noah has a big personality, but I'm not sure he has a big personality in that direction. That kind of way of like being able to make fun of himself and kind of like goof a lot like that. I don't know if the fit works right there. And you that's kind of what you need when you're doing this job, 82
I
games a year.
I also think MSS brought it up with the Cleveland thing. He might say more incendiary things that a network might not want, right? Like, so I think
they're great players. They're great player sound bites. You're like, hell yeah, I get behind that guy and I'll run through a wall, but maybe not for the play-by-play. It's a color.
I think it's a fun idea, but I don't see it coming to fruition. The next guy up is someone who has been doing these types of things. He's worked for the NBA League Pass and maybe some other things, but that's Jamal Crawford, and that's a very different type of guy. And this is something that people are pointing to as like, it's a lower key personality, but it's maybe more cerebral and would be a totally different take on it. And maybe some people are like, this would be part of a 3-person booth, and you would have one kind of wild card that doesn't talk a lot, but just says some crazy. This is where like a joking note could fit. But like Jamal Crawford is another guy that people have been suggesting. Beef, what do you think about that one?
Yeah, I think Crawford was doing the NBA, some of the NBA on NBC
NBA
games
League Pass and
with,
NBA
with him and Reggie Miller were the dual analysts or whatever. And you know what? He's insightful, but he didn't jump up enough, in my personal opinion, to like take the lead dog from it. And I guess it's Reggie Miller that maybe there's like a little bit of like you're staying back on purpose or whatever. I would like to see him like jump forward and show a little more of his personality. He clearly knows the game well, but like, I wonder how much of this position is going to be, you're going to say, okay, well, it's going to be a developmental thing. Like the team stinks, fine. We're going to bring up someone who we like and go, or how much of it is like, we don't want to lose the viewership. Get someone in here who's a personality and let's go with it. Like, I can see it if they want to develop. If they want to say, look, we're going to let you grow into this role and your personality can start to develop. We know you know the game, but, Adam will bring you along. Maybe if you're going to do it that way, but I as an instant fit, I don't see it.
MSS?
Man, like, so you say Jamal Crawford, I immediately go to Jamal Mashburn, because I remember him on the March Madness thing, and I remember thinking Jamal Mashburn is horrible at this. Here's a guy. So Crawford, I don't really care. I don't think I don't like that. Is there another guy that you're going to bring up potentially that might have a little bit more of a connection to the Chicago Bulls? And maybe
Crawford played for the Bulls.
Yeah.
No, the next 3 guys have very limited connection to the
little bit connections. So yeah, like I would like to see like a Jalen Rose. Like you can come and play, or even a Derrick. I don't know about a Derrick Rose, but a Jalen Rose is like out there and has done the whole thing. And I think that would be better, and all that almost shit, a better fit, than a Jamal Crawford. But hey, I maybe Jamal's getting the bad shake of me thinking he's Jamal Mashburn, and so that's why I'm so against him, because the
he doesn't. He doesn't have the personality that a Jalen Rose had. Like Jalen Rose has a big personality, right? So he will get in there and say some shit, and he does obviously know the game too. His personality is way up there. I think Jamal Crawford sort of like is astute, but hasn't emoted enough, in my opinion, to like really show you, okay, like that's a guy you want to do.
Yeah.
Now these next few guys are these are my list that I wanted to throw out there to you guys. Not strong Bulls connections on these guys. Okay. Now the first one, he played 1 year for the Bulls, but it was during the championship run. It was the 72 win team. But John Sally is a guy that I think is hilarious.
Man,
I also think that he might be someone, although he hasn't been working consistently recently, might commit to this type of thing. And so he's just a funny guy. Beef, where are you at on a John Sally coming in?
Bro, if he wanted to do this, I would love it. I would, because he has infinite fucking stories. He's incredibly charismatic. Like I like someone like that would be an incredible fit. Even if you're like got to the point after a couple of years where you're like, you know, we need a little more X's and O's. We're gonna have to pivot out of this. Like I think for a horrible team, it would be so fun and so entertaining to hear Spider Sally every game on there.
Oh yeah, no, that I like him. And when I used to run into Mark Aguirre more, he was definitely the top of a conversation a few times because he was on the All the Smoke podcast and he was telling some stories about the old guys. And I remember telling Mark, I'm like, this is what, like, John Sally said about you. And he goes, man, it was a kid. He's fucking lying. So he just, because like the old heads would go get on them a lot. So, but yeah, no, I think that would be a perfect pick. Plus, yeah, his stories are top notch. Like he used to go on Howard Stern too and tell some stories. So did Rodman, but Sally was just, yeah, he's just crazy. That'd be a fun one. He knows how to tell a story too, which is important.
Right, exactly. He knows how to hook you in on the thing.
Yep.
My next guy, Beef, you played against him.
God.
Although he's my age.
Okay.
Corey Maggette. Now, he didn't play for the Bulls, but he has done analyst work for the Clippers.
Yeah.
So he's familiar with doing this, and he's a hometown guy. He's a hometown guy. It feels, to me, that feels interesting. He's a Catholic League guy, too. That doesn't, might sway us a little bit. MSS, where you at it like a Corey Maggette?
I mean, it's, and he said he's done stuff. So then
he's worked for the Clippers. Yeah, he's done this.
Yeah, he said became an analyst for Sox Sports, 14 seasons, and then hell yeah. If he's in, yeah, why not? Give the guy a shot. I like local guys, local guy plus experience, like former player. Yeah, I'm in.
Beef. Are you mad because he threw Jimmy Pillar's shit into the stands?
No, not mad at all, man. Terrific player. I mean, obviously, I played against him in high school. Like, he was a total monster. He was one of these guys where you're like, you're playing against this guy. You're like, that guy is going to the NBA. Like, and you know that when he's 16 years old or whatever age he was when I was playing against him. Yeah, I would love that. I would love a real local connection. A guy who came up in the area, went to the NBA, played ball, has cut their teeth doing this thing, and then would come back and do that. I think that would be great. I haven't heard a lot of his work. I've only heard a little bit of it, but I think it would be a nice fit to have a local guy to hop in there. And when you have Adam and Amin right next to you, kind of helping you along to kind of like get into the Bulls culture, perfect.
Now I got another local guy to round this out, and we know he can talk. We know that he can talk because he's doing this now for a living. I don't want to say he's followed in my footsteps, but he committed to DePaul shortly after I did. And then he started the podcast a little bit after we started a podcast. But that's Quentin Richardson. And I don't know if those timelines are actually correct. I'm just bullshitting. But he's another Chicago guy. He's worked for NBA League Pass. He's worked for the Orlando Magic. But he's currently a podcaster. Him and Darius Miles have a podcast. Our guy Polish with Extra Onions just saw him in the airport.
I was going to say, at the airport. Just went and recorded a podcast somewhere, huh?
I was laughing when he posted that, when he sent that to us in the chat. I'm like, I'm not going to mention anything because I want to give this a little bit of a surprise to you guys. That Q is the last guy on my list. Q coming in and being the analyst for the Bulls.
Man,
I mean, that almost feels better. That almost feels better than Maggette because Q just feels more Chicago to me for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I know he went to Brother Rice for 1 year and then he was at Whitney, but like, yeah, he feels a little more Chicago to me and like it's stylistically and everything. I know he ended up being like kind of a 3-point shooter guy, but that's not the player he was when he was coming up. Like he was like dribble, drive to the bat, do everything kind of guy. So yeah, exactly.
But he can talk for hours. He's got a lot of vibrato to him. I just like. I like it when I was trying to think of like guys, and I was like, what, man? Because I was like, I gotta bring in Q because like we were at DePaul we had the same freshman year at DePaul. We did not cross paths a lot, but I did see him on campus every once in a while. He was not going to class, in case you're wondering, which he should not have. Any time in the fucking classroom was a waste of time for that guy. He's an incredible basketball player. He should be practicing.
Right. He was working on his career. Exactly.
Lance Williams, on the other hand, should be heading to the gym. Motherfucker, I saw him in the cafeteria way too much. But
I remember seeing Q.
He's hungry.
We were playing Brother Rice. It was my junior year. Q would have been a freshman. and we're varsity. We're watching the sophomore game before. Q must have had 40 points in the sophomore game. And I'm watching the game. I'm thinking, thank God this guy ain't on the varsity team. Maybe whooping our ass even worse when we play up.
I was very happy he wasn't on the freshman team either. Oh man, but yeah, those are some of the list I have. There's a lot of people out there, thinking about this. I did see something that I think would be a really nice way of doing this, and to close this out, because I was thinking about this too with when Harry Carey passed away, who was just an absolute fucking institution. The Cubs were smart to go, look, the next guy ain't singing the seventh inning stretch. We're gonna have other people do it. We're gonna like spread this out. There has been a lot of chatter on the internet of like, you make Weddington the most of the time guy, and then you have guests all year, and those guests come in, do one game, really honor Stacy, because it's gonna be a down year anyways.
Right.
You have those guys come in, they could tell their stories of hanging with Stacy, doing all this stuff, and like it could be a really beautiful tribute to him to kind of do a season long of that and then figure it out next year. So I think that would be, I would love to see that. I think that would be like something I would tune in for, especially if a bunch of the guys on this list, right? Like if they came in and they did a game and they talked about like, because you probably don't know half the shit that happened with some of these younger NBA players and when they came through Chicago and met Stacy. So I think that would be excellent. So hopefully they go with something that route, because I don't think the city's ready for a replacement.
No, not really. It'd be hard on that person, Chorizo. I agree with you that it'd be. Yeah, MSS, you're right. The shoes are enormous to fill, and it'd be hard on that person accepting that job. You're even if you're not trying to do it, you're going to be comparing, and you're going to be wishing you had the other guy back.
And nobody tell me, oh, there's huge shoes to fill. Get Will Perdue in there. Fuck that.
That's what John Carney said. He said he's a great analyst. I find Will Perdue's the cadence of his voice extremely off-putting. I just can't. I can't listen to it for very long. I'm just.
If he was the color guy, it would be you'd kind of go to sleep to it. So
it'd be kind of boring as fuck.
But I'm sure he'll do some games. Games this year. That like I think if they do it the kind of like the way we were talking about, he might be. But give John Sally a game. I would love to. I would love to
for sure.
Boys, now it is time for thank yous and GFYs. BeefLoaf, who are you thinking of GFY?
My GFY goes out to Bally's Casino. Boys, I have not had a chance to tell you this yet. But my health walks to the casino are now over. Well, at least for now. They went ahead, Chorizo, and they no-mailed me. That's right. No promotions for July.
Oh, no.
No free play, no nothing. I think they believe that the BeefLoaf was maybe abusing their free play program, which I was. However, I didn't get a chance to give them the maniac play that I wanted to keep the program going. So absolutely no promotions. The plan at some point in the next couple weeks, Mrs. Beef and I are going to go back over there. I'm going to try to give him some maniac play and see if we can restore my beautiful health block so I have some free play to go play for. But legitimately, no physical mailer, and on the app, you have no promotions for July. They backed me the fuck off for just going in there and playing my free play maybe 7 or 8 times during the month and not giving them real play.
Brutal, baby.
That's tough.
You won too, didn't you? Didn't you win on one of those? You did.
Yeah. Well, that they don't like that.
They definitely don't like that.
That was part of the problem.
Yep.
Hey, you didn't bring your own money, and you won on our money. Great.
Guess what?
Get the fuck out of here.
We found the problem. We fixed the glitch.
We give you nothing else.
You just be like me. Just never go back. It's like, holy shit, I spent $600. Help, I'm never coming here again. I'm
MySoxSummer, who are you thinking of GFY?
I got to tell you guys a little story. Just my very, very, very small.
MSS
Monday, Monday we started noticing that our air conditioner in our upstairs, which we live in a dormered house, and it is very hot up there because it's an attic essentially.
Yeah.
So turn the heat on or turn on the air conditioning on Sunday because we're like, it's cool Sunday. Let's turn it on so then it keeps the cool area in here. We're good, or we'll see how it goes. It is dramatically getting hotter and hotter as it goes on. Monday morning, your boy's going to the gym, steps right by the sink and goes, "Why are my socks wet right now?" And I was oh, well, the girls, like, we have a new bathroom up there. And sometimes if they don't shut the shower curtain all the way, water will spray out and everything. Well, I was a little drunk on Sunday. So like, I don't know, maybe they had a really crazy shower. So I was like, I'll just clean this up. But then I noticed, this seems like an extreme amount of water for this area. I open up the door. The air conditioner is like spitting water in my face, and I'm like, this is not good at all. There's nothing good about this.
You're hammered at this point.
I'm not. Well, no, this was in the morning before I go.
Okay.
So, and then I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't know how to. I'm not an HVAC guy, and there's water shooting here, so I'm like, I'll twist this thing and see if it tightens up. It seems to work a little bit, but I'm gonna go and get a towel, put the towel in there to at least catch the water so that it doesn't like go all over the place. So that's happening. So then I'm like, okay, well, we'll see if the air is cooling. It is not cooling. It's continually getting hotter and hotter. And I'm like, this isn't good. So I call the place that was recommended to me by a friend. They are with me until I tell them I live in Chicago, and then they stop talking to me. I called King Heating and Cooling, which is, they advertised, this was a weird thing. They hadn't been advertising on the Sox games, and all of a sudden I see an ad. I'm like, oh shit, yes, those guys. They're kind of local-ish. So I call them, get an appointment set up. They say the guy might show up, he might not show up. We'll see what happens, because it's 100 degrees, right? And so they're like busy as hell, and I understand. And I'm like, well, that's not good. So then I called Four Seasons, and Four Seasons made me feel really sure about myself. And they're like, yeah, we're coming out, but shut off your air. So I shut the air off. The air has been turned off since Tuesday. The guy comes out yesterday. We have air in the main level of the house.
Okay, so at least you're comfortable there.
Yeah, the upstairs is uncomfortable, but guess who's been sleeping upstairs? It's your boy. Because when I was growing up, I didn't have air conditioning, and I also slept in an attic. So it's really not all that off-putting to me.
So did you get the box fan? You get the box fan blowing on you?
There's fans everywhere.
Attaboy.
I got the ceiling fan, and I got the fan going. I got everything. I had industrial fans in the house when I grew up. Like, it was insane. Cut your hand off industrial fans.
For the MILFs.
Yeah.
You're in the buff, right? You're sleeping in the buff. You got it.
Very close, because I need to have some pants on, because I have a little goblin that will come and sneak into my bed every once in a while, and you're like, what are you doing here? It's 2:00 in the morning. Please.
You know what might deter them, though.
Don't want.
You know what might deter them.
It's true. That's true. That is true. Or raise a lot of questions and then more therapy later in life. But I'll give a shout out to the Kings Heating and Cooling, because the guy came out and was like, just straight up, and it was like, this is not a big deal, blah blah blah. We should be able to get this fixed, but I have a problem with this. Then he goes and looks. It is our air conditioner is like 22, 24 years old. Okay, the thing has lived its life. Yeah. And then they're like, if you're going to replace that, you probably should replace the heater, and because it's a little bit smaller than what it should be. But if you do this, you're not. And then they're like, well, here's the top end, here's the middle end, and here's the low end. And the low end's probably going to be fine, but if you get to this middle here, it'll be much better. And like, the difference between like the no-name brand and the brand name is like $2,000. And you're like, listen, if I'm going to spend $16,000 or $14,000, I can spend $16,000 and get the brand name stuff and be a little bit more covered or whatever. So that's all going in tomorrow. So all day tomorrow, they're putting in that stuff. So it'll be real nice up there. Now, I have a couple GFYs. The girls decided at 8:00 this morning that they're like, hey, we want to ride our bikes to camp. I, as a guy that does not like being told, like, right before we're going to do something, we're going to do it. I'm like fighting it, but then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. They're right. We should ride. And it was a nice morning. It's like 85 degrees this morning. fucking brisk, especially when the room you're sleeping in, it's 97 degrees. So you're like, this is nice. So we're riding our bikes to camp. While we're coming up on the street that I live on, I come up to like 31st. Some guy in a small little green car doesn't stop at the stop sign and goes through, kind of comes through on the right-hand side, where we're riding our bikes, and just is riding, just going so fast. And I yell, slow down to him while he goes by me. And then he starts screaming out all sorts of profanities at me while he's driving away.
Hello.
And so I was like, all right, well, F this guy. But then I also took the exact route home, hoping that I could run into him again and maybe we could have a conversation about it. But we didn't, because he is not around. Now, that's the first GFY. Second GFY could be the person that was driving the fucking 1-ton pickup truck after I rolled my bike up to get the girls, and we're riding back on our street, and we're going south. We're going to go east. We're going to take a left so we can go up the alley and put our bikes away. They decide that we're not moving fast enough. I'm in that lane. I'm signaling with my hand. I'm turning this way. They just zoom around, don't stop at the stop sign, and just keep going. People, I don't know who the fuck you people are. Like, this is insanity. People are not stopping at stop signs, are beeping at people for stopping and waiting for people to cross the street. Slow the fuck down. Start looking for people, because I will allow my daughters to be able to ride their bikes to camp, but I am terrified every time we go out there that they are going to get smashed, hit, because some jackass is late to an appointment or just doesn't have time to stop at a fucking stop sign. So fucking slow your shit down. I know this is going to be becoming a tired refrain from MSS, but somebody's going to be really, really upset when you hit somebody because you're being a total jackwagon. So stop it. Go fuck yourself, you asshole drivers.
I love it. I love it.
All right.
Let's get this drink. Jackie Treehorn says, I feel you. Our AC is 26 years old. Fingers crossed.
The guy, so
Jackie, please,
the guy told me, because I asked him, I was like, is it better to buy the carrier or buy the whatever? He goes, listen, they're all coming from basically the same place. He goes, it's all about maintenance. So 70% of the life of what you have is maintenance. So if you get it clean and you get it updated and all that stuff, some of the stuff that I've been slipping on, I probably could have got another couple years out of it. But I mean, hey, so make sure you keep it clean.
So I want to give a thank you to the big homie Baloney. Beef, MSS, you've seen my lawn, my front lawn. It is trashed. It's the worst. I can't take care of it. I'm not capable of these things. I'm a condo living guy who's moved into a home, and now I'm just confounded by all this shit MSS is talking about. Keeps me up at night. I don't want to deal with any of that. That was supposed to be somebody else's issue. Now all this shit is my issue. So my lawn is trashed. I call up Baloney. I say, hey, brother, can you just like brick this over, man? Just do something so that like I don't have to cut this grass, because I don't even have grass. I just have weeds. It's just like a fucking ridiculous fucking thing out there. It's not even me complaining about mowing the grass. I just don't know how to do any of this shit.
Ozzy mows Wrigley's lawn.
The last time I mowed grass, I didn't even smoke grass yet. And so that's how fucking long ago it was.
How dare you?
And so he texts me and he's like, yo, my guy's ready to do this Tuesday and Wednesday. And I was like, brother, it's going to be 157 degrees out.
Yeah.
I'm sure he wants to do this. These dudes came out and fucking took care of all of this in 2 days. I went up on my roof to just chill and listen to the game on Wednesday. You know, I'm sweating my fucking ass off just listening to a baseball game. These guys are doing labor in my front yard. And I'm like, how the fuck are these guys doing this? It was incredible. I appreciate it. It looks great. Beef.
Awesome.
You'll probably see it before anybody else, but
I drove past it. Actually, it looks tremendous. Yeah, I drove past it today. It looked great.
I'm so happy about it, but I owe Baloney a couple 2-tree drinks. I'll tell you that much.
There you go.
But yeah, it was a great job by them. I hope everybody else who's out there in the heat is going to get a little bit of a reprieve this weekend, get to relax. We will see you guys very soon. the Sox are back in town next week. We'll be up at the park. I don't think me and Beef are going to be there Tuesday and maybe until late, but the rest of the homestand will be up there. So we'll see you guys all very soon. But for now, it's time. We gave up one tonight. We got to fuck up the Guardians for the next 3.
We have to.
And then we'll see you guys very soon. Have a good night, everybody.
In the city of Chicago, back in the day, there was a ball player. They called him Jizz. They said playing for the White Sox, he had a certain flair. He hit 69 home runs, man, that ain't fair. He swung that bat like a wild tornado storm. Every time he stepped up, he smashed it. It was the norm. The ladies in the stands, they couldn't help but stare. The legend of Alejandro Jizz spreading everywhere.